much good stuff. All right. We are live. Hello, everybody. We are live now.
Hello.
There's two things right off the bat. One, Midnight Cowboy could not make it this week, so Vivian is back with us. And two, I don't know how long the stream today is going to last because it is thunderstorming very fiercely. So this might be a stream that gets Johnny Bravo'd partway through, depending on what happens with the power. But you know, I'm going to play as much Pokemon Emerald as I can possibly stomach in the meantime, which is a lot. I can stomach a lot of Pokemon Emerald because it is a pretty good game. I think, me personally.
I'm pretty I'm pretty pro Pokemon Emerald. It's not Pokemon Ruby, but you know.
It's not a Pokemon Gold and Silver, that's for sure. Okay, so we talk about like the old heads, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, people are like, "Oh, this." Are there kids that go back and try to play this game after playing like Scarlet and Violet, and they're like, "Wow, this game sucks and is unplayable. It's so old."
What's that meme where it's like, "Oh, are you like an old school gamer?" and it shows like Pokemon Sword and Shield.
That's where I feel like sometimes when I remember how many years it actually has been, right? So Pokemon Sword and Shield came out in the year of our Lord 2019. That is 5 years old. Pokemon Emerald came out in 2004. Yeah, Pokemon Sword and Shield are the age right now that Pokemon Emerald was when Black and White came out. And, you know, when you sort of put that into perspective, you realize, wow, it was never that old. But it felt that old because at that time, you know, 5 years of my life in 2010 was about just under a third of my entire lifespan. Now it is less than a fifth. That's fucked up and sick.
Yeah, I don't like thinking about that.
Lord Pet, Metroid Prime 4 came out in question mark. Feel old yet? Ooh, the thunder's coming down crazy now. This goes hard. But yeah, we've got Sharpedo on the team. Or Carvana. Kevin, right here. Now...
Yeah, Kevin.
Kevin! We love you, Kevin!
What a
he's got
sick
Crunch.
The Last Promise crossover? Question mark?
Is
that the only piece of art that I can think of on hand that has a character named Kevin? Wait.
Let's see. Who has Kevin? Okay, there's the SpongeBob episode. We love you, Kevin. There's
right.
Ed, and Eddie. There's
fuck. I love Ed, and Eddie.
Everyone loves Ed, and Eddie. What else is there? There's Kevin from Pokemon Emerald.
There's classic character Kevin from Pokemon Emerald.
Kevin, Fire Emblem: The Last Promise. You know,
Kevin, Fire Emblem: The Last Promise.
I have never beaten Fire Emblem: The Last Promise. And I feel a little bit left out of the loop on this. I've played some of it, but it's like, wow, am I going to go my whole life not knowing what all these big memes are that people have for this game? Like, it feels like a... Kevin... Oh, that's right. Yeah, Nin and Termina point out Kevin is Kieran's name in Japanese and Europe.
Oh, yeah.
So we do have Kevin.
We do have a Kevin. Yeah.
But that's also another Kevin Fire Emblem. The second Kevin Fire Emblem. There's no boss called Kevin in Dark Souls, as far as I'm aware. Which is pretty sad.
God. Listen, there needs to be more Kevins.
How about you talk about a good game instead? This isn't
How
Dark
you
Souls.
Talk about a good game instead.
Why aren't we playing
Also-
Dark Souls right now?
Also, Heinen, I will send you the thing that I promised to send you soon. I'm sorry. I stayed up late editing, only to find out that part of the voiceover that I was working on has a police siren like blaring in the background throughout like a whole minute of it.
I was reading, I was editing audio for my Final Fantasy X section, and I heard, as I was like recording it, I heard a fire truck go by, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna scream over it.
Nice.
Because I was half an hour in, and I'm like, look, so many people watch my videos to where I should care, but also I don't. Because the worst that's gonna happen is the one person that notices it is gonna comment about it.
I
And
mean,
that's not so bad, really.
the time that you told me that Noah Caldwell-Gervais like literally doesn't even edit out like the mouse clicks
Oh shit.
in his videos, like really did set me free a
Yeah.
little bit. You know, it's just like, well, you know, if he doesn't mind, like, then like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, I think. Oh my god, this is the worst fight ever.
Yeah, I forgot. You just don't have like a good answer for electric types.
Yeah, the big problem here too is that it had thunder in the rain, so 100 accuracy thunder's insane.
It goes hard.
Yeah, it sucks. I edit out breathing. So now, I mean, I try to edit out as much of it as I can, but also, if I had enough time to sit there and like move away from the mic between each and every line, I
Listen,
probably still
like-
wouldn't do it. I'm gonna be honest. I would, if I did this full time, my audio would still be Noah Caldwell-Gervais.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I don't know, if you want me to have like good proper audio whatever, like I'm not being paid enough money, you know, like,
Which, you know, it does remind me to remind everybody, if I could get 0.5%, or if I could get 0.5% of my subscribers to pay me $1 a month on Patreon, I could almost retire from real life. So, everyone, please help me.
subscribe to Professor Bopper. Join his YouTube channel.
I have dreams of fighting kids with frozen lasagna. It's breaking my mind. If only Cast Form had a mouth. I always thought it was a neat gimmick Pokemon, but never really tried it. Honestly, Cast Form seems like it'd be pretty fun to run in Emerald because there's so many double battles.
Yeah.
Same for...
Let's go to Smogon and see what it has to say about cast form.
I'm sure Cast
I'm gonna
Form...
assume that cast form sucks, but you know.
I'm gonna assume it's fucking trash competitive because you can probably do... There's,
Yep.
there's just enough abilities
Sure
now.
is.
I'm sure that you could... let's keep Kevin out there because the range should
Highest.
benefit Kevin.
The highest it ever reaches in Smogon's tier list is NU, and that's for Diamond and Pearl.
Never used in Diamond and Pearl. That's so embarrassing and sad. Look, good old Sableye. Sableye's the Pokemon that had no weaknesses until Fairy type, right? I remember that being its gimmick.
Yeah, it was
'Cause it's, like,
Sableye, and
dark-
then in Gen 4 it was Sableye and Spiritomb, because they're both Dark and Ghost.
Yeah. I just want to know what this person's game plan is. If you just spam Detect, you're not winning.
Yeah, but I think the reason why the trainer, I think this is a tutorial, right? This is teaching you about like moves that obliterate like your next move, and then also it's just here to annoy you. It's just like,
yeah, just to
we're
make the
just gonna
fight
waste your
longer.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, because we've already had 8 different Detect tutorials up to this point, and we've already passed the Norman Gym, so We are six
Oh shit! Right.
gym badges. Can we have animations? Oh, that's right. I turned off animations last time because I fucked up and had to do the Norman fight twice.
Oof.
I accidentally didn't save and MGBA crashed.
That's rough.
It was pretty bad. But now the question is, where the flip do we go?
Are we not cursing on this stream? Is this a PG stream?
Are we out of the first 30 seconds of the video?
So I was gonna say, if this stream is intended for a younger audience, like, why don't you put Subway Surfers on?
I can't do another Pokemon stream series where I have Whoppergiff and Subway Surfers playing on loop. I've done it before. I did it for Scarlet and Violet, and it actually ruined my appreciation of Scarlet and Violet, right? Because I spent the entire game staring at Subway Surfers and not paying attention at all to what was happening.
Fucking the storyline that, like, a lot of people you see on the internet go like, oh, if you think that Pokemon has bad writing, you clearly didn't pay attention to Scarlet and Violet, is going on, and you're just fucking staring at Whoppergift.
It was mesmerizing. It was beautiful. Like Kevin. Kevin levels up way too slow. I don't like this, but you would become my biggest Patreon supporter. Okay, so here's the benefit, right? All I gotta do is put Subway Surfers on, and now I get money. All right. Someone send me... I deleted my Subway Surfers footage long ago. Ooh.
I want to say that I don't get it, right? Like, that's the obvious, like, cool, like, hipster kind of perspective of just, like, oh, I don't really get the Subway Surfers hype. But, like, I obviously do, because every time somebody has it on a stream, I am compelled to stare at it as long as possible.
Yeah, there's just something
like,
about it. You have to look.
Point, right?
Yeah. It's terrible. But also, if a game's story makes it easy to not pay attention, then perhaps it might have a critical flaw in presentation. I think I disagree with that.
Yeah, I was
just
gonna
because
say, like,
of what Subway Surfers is, and the reason why
literally
it's
an
popular.
attention trap. Like,
yeah,
it's designed to make you look at it as long as possible.
Because the attention shit, like, works the same way as, like, cocaine, basically. You know, in terms of what it does to your attention and what you want to look at. So, I never pay. It's so much easier to stare at your phone mindlessly and endlessly than do anything else.
Yeah. It's
so
been
good.
the problem that I've been having this in the mornings. I need to not spend my summer break waking up in the morning and going, yes, it's time to check what fresh hell has happened on Twitter. Like, that's not a healthy way to start your day.
Oh, it's so bad. Like, it's so difficult, though, to not just sit there and want to stare at Twitter. Stare at everything that goes by, all the filth and all the trash. Bed rotting is so much fun in the morning for 30 minutes. I mean, bed rotting is, but not on the weekend when I'm staring at Twitter. It's great when I'm avoiding work.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. The problem that I have is that I always seem to, like, work in cycles of, like, Twitter or Tumblr or social media in general will just kind of, like, get too much in my head and make me miserable, and then I go, okay, I need to have something else on my phone that isn't that, so that way when I wake up in the morning I have, like, something else to do. And unfortunately, for a while, like, the answer to that has always just been, like, whatever gacha game that I had on my phone at the time, but I currently don't have one. I'm freed from the shackles of gacha video gaming.
Yeah.
And, like, unfortunately, like, the brain rot has gotten so bad that, like, there is now, like, a semi-persistent voice in the back of my head that's like, hey, you could always just you know, get Fire Emblem Heroes back on, but I don't want to get put on like a watch list. You know what I mean?
Fire Emblem Heroes is 100% FBI entrapment.
Hey, you're allowed to play that game if you're 6 years and older in Germany, so...
I mean... it is my favorite 6 and up game. Yes, I did download Subway Surfers Lord Pent. I love Subway Surfers. That Marimba guy, I got rid of my smartphone 3 months ago, and it has fully changed my life.
I wish I was that strong, honestly.
I wish I was too. Like, the things that I would miss from it, I wish there was like an intermediate phone, right? A phone,
sort of like
a phone that I could still like have Spotify on.
Yeah.
Or like watch John Boyce on, but then like it doesn't have Twitter.
Like,
or attention economy.
Yeah, what if it was a phone that had like 3 apps, and one of them was YouTube, and the other one was like Spotify, and the other one was a phone?
Yeah.
4 apps. Let's put Discord on there. I like having Discord on my phone.
Discord's nice on the phone, but at the same time, I wish Discord didn't exist. As anything other than a messaging and voice chat app.
Yeah, the enshittification of Discord has not been great.
I'm not a fan of it replacing like all forum posts.
Yeah.
It's why every single people are like dead chat, dead chat, dead chat, dead chat, dead chat, dead chat. It's like, of course it's dead. Because on Discord, everyone has the same recursive conversation every single day for years. Every once in a while, I'll click on Fire Emblem chat on my own Discord server, which I haven't even referenced on like a stream in like 3 years. But every like few months, I'll click on it, and I'm like, oh, they're still talking about archers.
God.
Yeah. It's what happens. Dead chat. As Tarpad says, dead chat.
Dead chat.
All right, Jeffrey.
Okay, I will say I wanna stake my claim here now that I'm invading your channel and I'm on your stream. I love the water in Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald.
Oh, I love it too. That's what my video is gonna be about. My Gen 3 video is gonna be all about the water and praising the water.
It's so beautiful. Like, it feels like the one thing in this game that they're like, yeah, we need to nail this. Like, we need to make the water in this in this place like look and feel gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
It has like Studio Ghibli water. Like, I don't know.
It's the Studio Ghibli food of video game water.
Yeah, and I think that's the problem that I have with like the remake, is that the remake didn't have that. Like, they didn't have that sauce. Like,
I mean, watch the water here. Like, periodically, not only when you step over it does it leave the little puddle trails, you see the clouds roll through it.
It's like a fucking skybox, but that you can like touch and feel.
It's a skybox. I'm actually curious how they did the effect. I assume that it's like animation underneath the floor that runs. Yeah. If I have to join one more Discord server to download a game mod, I will go crazy. If I have to go on Discord again, I will go crazy. Yes, Zendayan now, I'm glad you pointed it out. I couldn't remember which Pokemon we were going for.
Be our last one.
Yeah, because Banette's zipper mouth is
oh yeah.
It's very
an iconic
mouthy.
mouth.
Yeah.
One of the mouths in video games.
Mm-hmm. Every day, no, Discord replacing forums. I've not checked what a Dark Souls Discord server looks like, but oh shit, self-destruct. It might be the one thing that could get me to not like talking about Dark Souls. Yeah, every single day is just like, aren't the Belfry Gargoyles and Dark Souls 2 bad every single day for 3 years?
I guess I just stay away from like Discord servers that are specifically about like a subject.
Mhm.
Like I'm in some for Final Fantasy 14, but I have them muted and I never visit them. I don't know why I'm still in there.
They're having the same
I-
conversation about a Realm Reborn that they were having 6 years ago, just so you know.
Yeah, I'm almost positive you're right. But you know, I keep track of like my Discord and a couple of like furry Discords that I'm in, and you know, that stuff's okay. I like Discord servers that are just like people kind of generally hanging out and like dealing with stuff,
Mhm.
instead of like trying to talk extensively about a specific topic.
Yeah. I would say Discord works really well for like a group chat with people as a DM.
Yeah.
For I think, yeah, I guess my specific thing is Discord servers that have replaced subreddits as being the thing that drives me crazy, and game facts forums.
Right.
Because we can make fun of those all we want, but like they work.
Yeah, how are we gonna handle Nintendo Power Forums if they're now Discord servers instead?
Sad. Get in there, explode. I need to get... Our goal today is to not only catch Shuppet, but to hit level 40 with... Oh, wow, wow!
Oh my god. Anybody in chat, old veterans of Nintendo Power Forums?
I was sadly never on there. I didn't
You
miss
missed
forums.
nothing, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I didn't miss the forum era, but I just never... I was not hyper online, even as a teenager, thankfully. Mercifully.
That's fair.
I got more online later in life, sadly. I'm glad it happened, but I'm also not glad it happened.
Yeah.
I love to
It's
talk about
weird.
how bad the Titan buildup is for 3 hours every day.
It's just, I don't know, like, what do you contribute? What do you contribute to the Fire Emblem Archers conversation at this point? Because, like, my only relevant takeaway when it comes to talking about, like, Archers and Fire Emblem is that, if you play Fire Emblem on normal mode difficulty, you can use literally anybody that you want and have a good time because nothing matters. Is that, like, useful discourse? Like, I don't know. It's just...
I don't know what you... I mean, this is the problem. The problem for me, and the reason why I stopped doing Fire Emblem content almost entirely, is because, one, it felt like a subject matter that I could appropriately refer to my own work as content and be like, yeah, that feels right.
Yeah.
But then also, it was like... What on earth do you say nowadays that hasn't been said ad nauseum? Because all I got, you know, I could talk about the stories. I don't want to do that.
I saw, okay, this morning on Twitter, and this is like the reason why I'm having an existential crisis about like my Twitter habits. This morning, not only did I see fucking classic 2009 Final Fantasy 13 discourse, which actually was lovely.
Oh yeah, it's
was
been
very
coming
happy to see
back in
that.
vogue.
But I saw like, is Edelgard a fascist discourse? And I'm just like,
It's the discordification of our brains.
this-
It's where again and again.
This can't be Twitter. Like, this cannot be my relationship with this app. Is just like having a bunch
Hexmaniac.
of people go, nah, we're just gonna keep on talking about it. Like, we're
Yeah.
just gonna keep on, like, going on about this one thing.
Did you know that Fire Emblem Engage fell off? Did you know that
How could you say that? Have you not listened to
Lord-
Pantreo and Panette's A support?
Did you know that Lord Edelgard is problematic? Did you not know that Rhea is... I mean, the amount of, like... It is funny how it keeps coming back. I do love this character right here, by the way, Hexmaniac Tammy.
Yeah, that looks
This
good.
is fun.
I would wear that outfit.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna cosplay as Hexmaniac Tammy, probably. Where does Edelgard stand on archers, though? Well, archers are good in 3 houses, so...
Yeah, archers, like, that's how you beat maddening, if I'm not mistaken. Just all archers.
Yeah, early game. Maddening is all about the archer.
I like how everybody keeps on talking about how bullshit the difficulty in maddening is, and nobody wants to, like, admit that the obvious, like, meta strat is to just play the Crimson Flower route because it's the shortest, and you don't have to do Hunting by Daybreak. Like, and, you know, by the time you get to the second half, you just Edelgard plus Wyvern Lord plus Aimer plus Raging Storm and win. Like, it's not that hard, is it?
I don't know. I never played even a single map of Crimson Flower. I've never fucked with it at all. I have never contributed anything to 3 Houses story discourse, and there's actually a secret to why I haven't, and it actually has nothing to do with me not wanting to get into the muck. It has everything to do with the fact that the one time I played the game all the way through to the end was the church route, and I completely tuned out the story. I was like skipping cutscenes by the end. So that's how I ended up in the situation of not having anything to add, which was more useful than you would think. Actually, it's about as useful as you would think, which is very...
Well, except that, like, for some reason, you are still, like, targeted on Twitter for, like, Fire Emblem hate. And not to sound like...
I mean, I bring it on myself.
Well, sure, yes, on some level you absolutely do bring it on yourself, but, like, not to sound like a pick-me or whatever, but, like, what does a bitch gotta do to become, like, infamous, like a notorious Fire Emblem presence on Twitter after I wrote, like, 2 videos talking about, like, the way that Fire Emblem writing has gotten real bad?
No! Mouth.
You've ruined the legitimacy of the run.
I fuck the legitimacy. That's my EXP going to a bum.
Gotta reset, run over, run invalidated.
I was not expecting Pokemaniac over here to have Whirlwind gimmick. Mouth move, crunch. Let's see how much Goodbye levels up. You can get like 3 levels from this.
Hey, level 7.
Hey. Hey, level 8.
Level 8.
Hey, level 9. Nice. Exactly 3.
Exactly 3.
This is not a Nuzlocke, Nick Biddle. This is my casual playthrough of the game to prep for my Gen 3 video.
Yeah, it just happens to also have all mouths.
It happens to also have a very silly gimmick, yes. That I'm here for. Okay, Lily Cove is right there. We did not do this route down here, 122 and 123.
Honestly, I'm gonna say it. There's too much land in in Gen 3.
6 out of 10, too much land. I don't want to do that part. I really don't.
I will surf on that gorgeous water all day.
And run into tentacles all day.
With a smile on my face.
Yes.
I'll dive underwater.
This...
So that you can get the, like, 5 or 6 fucking, like, deep sea Pokemon that are all terrible.
It's like you looking at a Claude Monet painting and you're like, how did he make the shadows cast by those hay bales blue, but it feels just perfect? Feels just right. That's the experience of playing Pokemon Gen 3.
Yeah.
The rawest berry. That goes hard.
Saint Rawberry cameo.
Is Saint Rawberry the rawest? Is that like the idea? I don't know. I don't know the name origin.
I don't know I don't know their deep lore. It's better to not ask, you know? You got to keep the mystique alive.
I'm gonna try to get past this person.
Nice.
Fuck! Oh wait, that's okay. I thought I was about to get hit with a thing because I want to heal, get to Lily Cove so that I can keep power leveling old dude Kevin. The Safari Zone.
Oh right, there's a Safari Zone.
There's nothing here that we want and that we can catch. But
That's true.
I think we should still go play around in it. Just for fun.
Yeah.
Why I have to go... I'm not allowed to. I have to go get Pokeblocks from Lily Cove. This sucks.
What about Pinsir? Pinsir doesn't have a... I mean, Pinsir does have a mouth, but it's
Pinsir...
like a tiny, freaky mouth.
I like Pinsir's mouth, though, because it's sideways, right? Like...
Yeah.
It's upside down.
Sideways mouth is always, like a horrible mouth feel. I'm sorry. Hold on. This is a better way to say this.
Wait. LJ Pal points out some tech that we have not cracked open since the Pokemon Coliseum days.
PC swapping.
Which is PC swapping. Yeah! Let's do it.
Is Girafarig a mouth Pokemon? I mean, it does have two mouths. But we already have a Pokemon that has like a back mouth situation is the problem. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes! Healing complete.
Beautiful.
My Nuzlocke tech is real.
Pokemon Center.
No healing at the Pokemon Center run. And I'm just spending the whole time just waiting and praying for the Safari Zone PC. You don't get Pokeblocks until Lily Cove and Emerald. I assume you get them way earlier in Ruby and Sapphire. Or in the remakes. Wait! That's what we want!
Oh my god. Oh, okay.
Right here!
Well,
Alright, get in there, Kevin.
He's here.
What is what should I do?
Well, if you do crunch, I think he dies immediately.
Yeah, let's try surf, so that he also dies immediately.
Yeah.
No, it's perfect. Yes.
Oh my god, it's perfect.
Oh, Kevin.
Just in time. Boy, as of yet.
Get in the ball. Get in the ball. Wait, I shouldn't do that. I should switch over to old dude to put him to sleep. Now we got him.
No, no, you don't. I was gonna say, like, how many Pokemon out there have like a first form that has none mouth and then evolves to have mouth?
I don't know.
Because Zubat starts with no eyes and then grows them.
And Zubat's middle evolution is the best mouth, especially Gen 1.
Yeah, unfortunately we couldn't go with Golbat because, like,
I already
just
used
turned into Crobat.
Yeah, and I've already used Crobat, and Crobat is not that mouth. This Pokemon roams about deep in the night, seeking such negative emotions as grudges and envy. It retreats to its nest when the sun begins to rise. Oh, so he's a hater. What should we?
It's just like me, for real.
Yeah, this is me staying up till Twitter until 3 a.m.
I guess he named him Twitter.
The Twit Dog. What's Shuppets? That's gonna
Twitter
be it.
Hate. Twit Dog.
Yeah.
He's got that dog in him.
Hey, look, we do have a big problem though. Okay, first of all, how does Banette and when does Banette evolve? I assume it's by level. See, you have been conscripted.
I never used Shuppet.
You have been conscripted into the Cerebi. Yeah, you are now the Cerebi fiend for this.
Level 37. Yeah, it just evolves into Banette.
Okay. Ugh, Kecleon mouth.
Kecleon. God, I love Kecleon.
I do too. So empty in that head.
I love, like, I gotta say, Gen 3 kind of... Gen 3 kind of slaps. Like, I'm sorry. I position myself as a Gen 2, like, fan, just because, like, Gen 2 is very, like, special as, like, a formative childhood memory. But, like, Gen 3 is kind of really good, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of the Gen 3 Pokemon are really inventive and really interesting. And, I don't know, like...
Shit. I don't know if the surf can kill. It always does, because it's Kevin.
Kevin is unstoppable.
No, I agree. Like, the Gen 3 Pokemon feel super inventive, but also in ways that are more conducive to using them, unlike Gen 2. Because Gen 2 has a ton of crazy gimmicks, but a lot of them are just really, really difficult to work with. Delibird, Unown, what's Smeargle?
Smeargle, yeah.
Shuckle. Like, Shuckle is a Pokemon that needs a lot
Shuckle,
of... I do too.
But, like, that offensive spread is not it.
Shuckle needed double battles and also some more of the future advancements, bigger move pools and stuff that would have given it. So here's the problem, right? Trico is Flash and Cut. We don't really care about Flash. Cut just keeps being around and needed for things. I don't know.
Smeargle is a competitive powerhouse, but, like, the problem that I have with, and this is going to be completely out of pocket, and it's going to sound like I'm hating on, like the whatever the website is, or the game that you play when you play competitive, but you don't want to, like, actually build a team in the game itself. You know what I mean? The Pokemon Battler, whatever. I don't remember. What
Showdown?
Showdown, yes. The problem that I have with that is that, like, yes, Smeargle, in a context where you don't actually have to put effort into, like, finding these abilities, like, tracking them down and, like, teaching them to him, is a competitive powerhouse, but he is wildly frustrating to play in, like, the actual physical game, because his moveset isn't just dependent on any move in a vacuum, but what moves you are available to have him be able to witness, take damage from, and sketch. Also, like, taking into account that Pokemon might not reliably use those moves, his speed versus the enemy's speed. Like, there's just a lot going into that equation that makes Smeargle really, really exhausting to use.
Yeah.
You know?
Not to interrupt, but I do want to take a quick look at Twitdog. Because
Timid nature.
Twitbot, chat, what does timid nature drop? Because what I don't want dropped is special attack. I don't want special attack dropped. Minus attack plus speed. Minus attack it has 115 attack, and Ghost is a physical type.
Yeah, Ghost is a physical type.
However, our big move we're going to put on it that we need the net to have is Thunderbolt, because that's going to be our water counter, because it's the only thing we'll have for water is Thunderbolt. A move that functions differently for ghosts. Curse. Okay, since we're a ghost, Curse is...
has insomnia, just like a real twin dog.
God, Vanette is so good. Hey, and with this defense, it's going to be great, right? Because now we can just use Curse. We're already a glass cannon. So just curse ourselves. I love using Curse. I don't think that probably doesn't shock anybody, right? That I love using Curse.
No, you like using freaky things. Like,
yeah, it's my favorite thing to do.
Didn't you get through, like, a shocking amount of Final Fantasy XII by just putting Bacchus Wine on everyone?
Oh, yes, yes. Bacchus wine is so good in Final Fantasy 12, just berserking everyone, getting them all drunk and going insane.
I was I've been playing through Final Fantasy 12 here and there, and you know that one boss fight where like Fran goes insane and starts the fight auto berserked. She was my party leader for that, and I had her built to just kind of be a physical like damage dealer in this run. So like they're like, uh-oh, Fran's gone berserk, watch out. I was just like, oh, don't mind if I do. Like,
please and thank you.
Like she had a fucking like big ass spear on, and I'm just like, yeah, all right, like if you want.
God, I'm gonna say real quick, I hate Rock Smash for being 20 power because I would love to put Overheat on Crybaby.
God.
I mean, it would be sharply lower special attack. Oh, we don't care about that.
We don't even care about that.
So this is literally here just to bomb someone when we need it.
Yeah.
Because the rest of these moves,
that's all strength based.
Yeah,
Who
because
cares?
strength, we can then go into strength easily, and like Overheat. I mean, an Astonish. Who cares about Astonish at this point? Because
we have an actual ghost type.
We have an actual ghost type, and we've never needed the theoretical coverage.
Yeah. Ah, yes, zombie parts. Listen, zombie parts went really hard.
Zombie Barts went great, and it killed significantly less bosses than Money Toad.
Money Toad was so fucking funny because it's so like it's maybe the most hateful I've ever seen you be in Final Fantasy. Just like if anybody else was in that situation, was like, ah shit, the entire party got toaded and I don't have like Maiden's Kisses or whatever, like they would do some shit, right? They like reclass to Black Mage and then try to like cure Toad that way, or they'd use Asuna or something, or they would like find a tent, or they would like warp out, right? They would just like go like, okay, well we'll just have to like try this again. And you're just like, nah, I'm gonna do 4 Samurai.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh wait, I forgot. It's not super effective on Ghost. Yeah, no, and the Money Toad got rid of like all the late game problems pretty much. Where everyone's like, oh, this game's hard. No, it's not. I think, isn't that how I also beat the one boss that like... There's the one boss in Final Fantasy... Crystals. Yeah, the 4 crystals where I was just like... Well, only just one of them is weak. Button. Yeah, just throw Zenonage at them and it works out.
It's gotta be a speedrun strat, right?
It has to be.
Like, because Zenonage just seems like the kind of move that will just go and delete like bosses for you.
Yeah.
Who cares? The same way that you probably like just use a fucking Phoenix down on the one like Tyrannosaur fight. Just goodbye.
Yeah. Oh, the good old Tyrannosaur. Oh my god!
Kevin! No!
Not Kevin! Wow, but he killed him on the way out too!
What a goat, honestly.
That's Chad shit right there.
Can't wait for Dark Souls 2 Zenonage build. Listen.
Hey. Look, I don't know. One day, I swear to God, one day I'm gonna do
Souls Dark Souls 2.
Oh yeah? Stab hidden power goes hard?
Yeah.
I think it's free now, so yeah. 1 vs 2 focus punch is a gambit for sure. Hey, slacking is like the worst Pokemon ever. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Would slacking ever be in the mouth club? I mean, he has a pretty big mouth, but the problem is that his mouth is just a little bit normy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because right now, like he would be competing with Exploud for that type of mouth. And like you're just not beating Exploud for Big Mouth, right?
Yeah. Zombie Bart's with a Reflect Ring, bouncing Fire Lash Firagas off himself while the rest of the party Bard hides to kill Shinryu is like my favorite FF5 strat. I want to do that, actually. That sounds insane.
Zombie Barts with a Reflect... Like, is that something that people do, or is that theory crafted?
It makes sense. Like, it does make sense, right? Like, the Fire Lash, when you attack somebody with it, occasionally casts Firaga, right? And if he has the Reflect Ring on, it should, in theory, bounce that back onto Shinryu. And because Bart's is zombied, he has 0 HP, so hitting himself wouldn't matter. And anything that Shinryu did wouldn't matter. So if the other three are just Bard hiding, I don't think you'd ever have to, like, make another command. You would just sit there and let the game beat itself, right? Like, it makes sense to me. That seems viable.
I bet it is. It's gotta work. I guess I'll have to find it out again when I play the game again.
Stupid. This is what I love about Final Fantasy V. Like, okay, so we were having a conversation. The conversation about, like, accessibility, not like.
Wait.
Not like.
Hold on. While you catch chat up with that, I have to go let Pumpkin into his food because he's bothering me.
Oh, Pumpkin.
Yeah, he's very annoying.
All right.
Pumpkin.
So we were having a conversation about, like, what resources are available to a player as you progress through the game, right? Like, there's discourse to be had about, like, when should the player be able to access, like, the entirety of the, like, toolkit in a given game, right?
All right. Am I back for the discourse?
Yeah.
What a relief.
So like I don't know. It's something that you bring up in your Gen 2 vid, right? Like people want to have all the Pokemon available to them as early as possible, right?
Yes, everyone wants that. No matter what, they all want that all the time.
But like the thing that I like about games like Final Fantasy V is that, like, and Final Fantasy V is interesting specifically because, like, you get all of the jobs, or like 90% of the jobs, like, real early. But, like, Final Fantasy V cares more about being inventive than it cares about, like, just giving you easy, simple tools to win, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it gives you Zenonage, and Zenonage can cover, like, a shocking amount of late-game fights, but it never just tells you that, right? You don't get, like, a tutorial that's like, hey, by the way, Zenonage.
Check out Zenonage.
Right? Honestly, the way that Final Fantasy V, like, teaches you how to deal with its class system is surprisingly hands-off. It just kind of, it seems like it just kind of trusts that you're going to be interested because the classes all look cool and interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know if they would have ever predicted Zenonage, though.
Right, well, because, like, the thing about Zenonage, and I think the thing that we, like, stress-tested in that playthrough specifically, is that, like, Zenonage comes with a disincentive. Like, a disincentivizing element, right? You don't want to lose your money. You need money, right? But, like, once you realize that it doesn't cost that much money...
Relative to the benefit you get, which is just insta-killing bosses.
Yeah,
like,
you know, 4,000 damage to every enemy on the field.
Like, look, it's cool to get, like, you know, new gear and stuff, but new gear doesn't... New gear costs money, and that money could be an attack that's killing the boss.
Right?
So good.
This is why the legendary weapons in Final Fantasy V are also good, because they don't cost money.
And they level you up too, because you have to, like, go out and do a bunch of bullshit to get them.
Yeah,
but it's not
a lot
that
of
much
that you have to throw.
Yeah. A lot of money you don't care about because you don't have to buy new weapons anymore. So just Zenonage. Zenonage? Anybody in chat who's never tried Zenonage, try it.
I still absolutely love that Final Fantasy XII has guild toss.
It's hilarious in that game, right? Because
unless the ratio is like 1 gil per 1,000 damage, it's just exclusively not worth it.
I never tried it, but I would be curious because it sounds like the worst idea ever to use guild toss in Final Fantasy XII. It is terrible in 10 also. Because I really wanted to try.
Why would you guild toss in 10 when you can just bribe instead?
I never bribed anything in 10. I never did that.
So here, let me tell you a funny story about the super boss of the HD remake of Final Fantasy X. Penance is a fight that, like, if you are at maximum stats and you have all the abilities and you have like the best built armor in the game and you have a full stack of mega elixirs or whatever, and this, that, and the other, like, you're fully prepared for it. It is just an extremely boring 30 minutes of like slowly chipping away at a boss, right?
Right.
It is just kind of exhausting, and I think that it sucks. It's like my least favorite super boss fight that I understand in the series. There is another strategy to beat it, which is if you get to like maximum gil or like just an absurdly high amount of gil in the game, you can just get into the fight and bribe it and kill it. Or no, I don't remember if it was bribe or if it's the Yojimbo summon, but it's one of those two. Because did you ever get Yojimbo when you played Final Fantasy X?
No, I didn't do I went straight shot through 10. I did almost no side stuff at all.
Honestly, probably for the best, but yeah, it is. Clint, you're right, it is Yojimbo. Yojimbo, how he works is that you summon Yojimbo and then you go and you pay him an amount of money and he deals a certain amount of damage relative to that amount of money. So you just pay him enough money to kill Penance in one hit.
That's hilarious. I would definitely do that on my next run if I looked at a guide for all the stuff you can do in Final Fantasy X opens up, and I was like, I'm not doing any of that. That all sounds horrible.
I feel so conflicted about Final Fantasy X because, like, all of the main game parts of Final Fantasy X is some of the best Final Fantasy that there is. Like, I think that it is so clean and so tight. Like, the Unalesca fight is, I think, one of my favorite fights in the series. Because, like, it is so wildly antagonistic to you. Like, it happens right after you dealt with the Seymour fight that teaches you that, like, zombie is a really bad status ailment because he will zombie you and then full life you and then you die immediately. And then it goes, okay, but now you need to have at least someone be a zombie or else you lose instantly.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a fun, like, push and pull against the player. And then if you start doing any, like, end game, post game grinding, like, the entire game just turns into a tedious slog where you're just spending way too much time and effort to slowly turn all of your characters into super monsters that can just one-shot enemies with basic attacks, and it just feels very empty, you know?
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, I don't know.
Bopper, you've taught me that mainlining JRPGs is the only way to avoid pain. Yeah, my rule of thumb is as long as you're continuing to be able to beat the game with relative comfort, why stop? Why stop to do a bunch of nonsense that adds nothing to the experience?
The answer to that is if you like The Legend of Heroes: Trails in the Sky, it is apparently important to do all of the side stuff because people in the next game will remember that you did.
Hey, look, I'm not... Those little bits of dialogue, I'm sure, are worth the extra 400 hours you have to spend on Trails in the Sky.
I'm sorry, I don't want to sound like a hater. I had a good time. I had a good time with Trails in the Sky. I'm sorry.
Yes, Anton, I'm getting crucified. John Francis, all caps, but for Trails, it's worth it.
Listen, I already have the second game. I'm gonna get to the second game. I like everyone calm down. Oh,
Can I? John Francis, not gonna lie, had us in the first half.
Oh my god.
Let's see. Going way back to some previous comments, Zadiah now asks if Weezing is a mouth Pokemon, and LJ Pal 18 asks if Muck is more mouth than Swalot. I think they're both good mouth Pokemon. The only reason I did not go with them personally is because they're Gen 1 Pokemon. And
it is Gen 3. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Like,
there's a chance that both of them show up. I'm really banking on this thing only having normal attacks.
yeah.
Yeah.
This whole mouth team being Gen 3 highlights how mouthy it is.
Oh shit! Oh my god, we made it!
Oh my god, go! Oh my god.
Go. Come on, Twit Dog! You fuck!
Shit!
Looks like we are still gonna have to switch out, but the curse stays.
Wait,
Come on, paralyze him,
wait,
paralyze
do you
him.
have a heal? Wait, do you have a heal? Because if you have like a potion in your back pocket.
Oh, I do. I have a soda pop.
Get that in there.
Yeah, come on. Come on,
Put
Twit
it
Dog,
in your
chug.
mouth?
I mean, that's the whole point, right? Big mouth, I guess. Oh.
No! I'm sorry, Bopper. I tried. I led you to ruin. I'm sorry.
That sucked. That felt so bad. Wait a minute.
Trails just does extra dialogue well. I get that. I respect that. I don't know. I need a little bit more. You know, I need a little bit more in my life than like appreciating that like you can click on treasure chests after you open them, and every single treasure chest in the game has like a unique dialogue box when you click on them after you open them. Like that's like a very interesting factoid, right? Like that's something that I could read on a Wikipedia article about it or something and go, huh? But like, I want like, I don't know, I want a little bit more, you know? And,
Okay,
you know,
you've got him looped, by the way. This guy cannot damage us. He can only spam endure.
Nice. The real hell dimension for Trails is trying to talk to all the NPCs after every story beat and getting all the Bracer class cop points. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm sorry. I'm trying very hard. I feel like I'm in a very weird position where I'm like trying very hard to express my bona fides on Trails. Like I got to first class. I looked it up. Apparently the maximum amount of Bracer points you can get is 365, and I got 330, and I think that's, you know, pretty good, right?
I'm not fucking with it.
It's fine. The story is fine. The characters are fine. Every now and then, the fact that it's a Falcom game kind of like rears its ugly head. Like
yeah.
I don't know if that's too controversial.
E8.
I don't know if that's like because I'm basing this entirely off of the only Falcom game that I ever played, and your takeaway from playing E8. But it's like
E8's hilarious.
It was very funny for me to be like going into this. The only thing that I know about Falcom games is that like Ys is very popular and that everybody really likes Trails, and that you've told me that Ys8 is like has like some like 1980s ass like era sexism in it, and I'm like, okay, but like the interesting thing about Trails is that the main character is like a girl, right? And she's like a girl who acts like a anime shonen protagonist. I'm like, that's pretty cool. And then it's just like every now and then Trails will just like slide in and be like, by the way, it is wildly unflattering that you want to be an adventurer even though you're a girl. That doesn't make you sexy at all. And it's just like, that's weird that that's in there. Like, why would you, like it's weird because like the game seems to simultaneously want to propose itself as like kind of egalitarian about like the role of women in society. Women can like be political leaders, mayors, bracers, fighters, cops,
but not
etc.,
old.
etc. But not old. One. But also like they will be constantly like criticized for it. Like, I don't know. It actually drove me mad when I found out that like I've been spending all of this first chapter listening to like, oh yeah, there's like an inheritance dispute about like who's gonna like ascend to the throne because the queen is too old to keep on doing it alone. And then I find out that she's fucking 60. Like,
let's see.
Like she's younger than my mom. My mom goes hiking in the mountains. Like, I don't know. I found that funny because they also keep on saying that to Shara, and Shara's 23. Which is like, oh, Shara,
23.
you're so old.
Oh,
and it's just like,
man.
she's 23. Like...
That one kind of hurts.
I know unfathomably immature people who are like 23 years old.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I've met 23-year-olds that are like children.
Because they are, I'm sorry, but disrespect. Like, I don't mean that they're children in the sense that like the pop science thing about like, oh, your brain doesn't finish developing until blah 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 blah. I mean they're children because they're fucking children. Like they're fucking having bullshit opinions about video games on Twitter, just like me, but they don't have the self-awareness to recognize that they're wasting their lives.
Oh shit! By the way, this is a great little twosome right here.
That sprite is a really good.
That's a
really
great
good
mouth on that pincer.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's fuck them up.
For Japan games, I age everyone up 10 to 15 years. Yeah, I think that Bopper, you and I actually had this conversation that like there's a weird curve in how you should be interpreting people's ages in like Japanese video games. Yeah,
and particularly like, well, specifically like anime ones, because like Cosmic Kiryu and Yakuza 1 is 37.
That
like,
feels right.
Yeah. So it's sort of like, you know,
it makes
depends.
Sense. He's 2 years older than Orin from Final Fantasy X.
Yeah. Orin looks way older, though, is the great thing.
Orin looks like he's in his 50s.
Yeah, Orin is so old. Now, to be fair, Orin also just perpetually walks around with booze. So, like, that's why he looks so old. Let's be real.
It's true.
What the fuck?
Internal age is 35.
All those swords dances were crazy on Absol.
Absol's popping off.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I'm sorry, that's the funniest thing on the planet to hear that Saphir is fucking 35.
It's obscene.
Like, okay, so as a sneak preview, my upcoming video largely features like my deep-seated anxieties over entering my 30s, right? Seeing Japanese media deal with people in their 30s as if like they are like in the latter stages of their life.
We're already in hospice.
Makes me want to fucking lose my mind. Like, that's the kind of shit that makes me go like, I'm not gonna finish that actually because I don't want you to monetize your YouTube channel.
Oh man.
I don't know. It'd be like hearing that Galuf in Final Fantasy V was like in his 30s or some shit.
That would be really funny, though.
Other Final Fantasy V strat is shoving Dragon Fangs down Shinryu's throat until he hits max level 355, and then just casting level 5 death to insta-kill him.
That's so silly. Oh my god, Nightshade strat's useful. No! I'd always assumed that yellow was like 50% or less. What happened?
What happened to the game I loved?
This is stupid. I had that kill. Oh.
I can't wait until my 30th birthday when I animorph from a healthy young adult to a borderline deceased ancient being.
You'll look like a Dark Souls boss at that point.
I still think the utter disrespect of being like, yeah, Quistis is what, like 18 years old?
Quistis is 18 in Final Fantasy VIII. I think that's what sparked this, right? For me, I was like, okay, here's how I generally am gonna read this, right? If they say a character's 18, they're actually 30. And if they say a character's under 18, believe them. Don't let the anime fans off the hook. So,
yeah, I think you're right. Rest in peace, Tsubasa Oribe, 18 years old.
Tsubasa has
do you appreciate that you gave it? Anton, again, I'm sorry. I feel like I've turned this too much into like my own personal thing. I will drop it after this. I am sorry. I did give it a shot and I had a good time, and I am going to play the next one. Like, you don't have to like. It ain't over. I'm just, I just have my thoughts on the games.
Mm-hmm.
I have committed to like way more embarrassing stuff in my life. Like I still play Fire Emblem games. Like
I don't. Oh. I apologize, right? Because there's a lot of people who have basically everyone here is a Fire Emblem fan. So I feel like definitely the feathers that I ruffle, like I don't know. The hate that I get for anything I say about Fire Emblem will never not cease to amaze me. I think
didn't
the
that
negative
one person who's been defending Engage block you? Like, did you ever engage with that person?
I have no idea even who you're talking about. I think you like sent me one day being like, why am I having to see Engage Discourse all day, every day? And I'm like, I haven't seen Engage Discourse since like February of 2023. And then you sent me some screenshots and I was like, nope, haven't seen those before. Well, no. You sent me the link to some tweets. So I'm like, I can't see that shit. It says unavailable.
Then we found out that
and then I reverse looked it up through the search bar and was like, damn, all of Engage Twitter blocked me and I ain't said nothing. And then I took that as permission to start saying shit.
It's so funny. It's so funny specifically because I feel like between the two of us, I was the one, like all of the arguments that people keep on going on about, like, oh, everyone says that Engage has bad writing. I said that. That was me. Like, why are you getting shit for my things?
I got shit because I was one of the early defenders of the story when I'd only played 11 chapters.
Oh, listen, Engage's story goes hard if you've only beaten up to chapter 10.
Yeah. Wait.
Starry has a good point. You liked the Engage gameplay. You talked about how it was good. Why are the Engage defenders hating on you? They, them, please, come on.
Come on, have it.
No?
Wait, I have an idea. I have a better idea.
Please.
Well, an idea that works. Where was it? People. We're gonna make this a Pokemon Emerald transgender story. He
to
to
her,
them.
to them. Bopper on stream.
Yeah. You're quite remarkable. Have this.
You're quite remarkable.
Engage is such a weird hill to die on. Yeah, and I chose not to. And then I chose to kick the hornet's nest a couple of times once I realized it didn't matter anymore. And that's on me for talking about a game I really don't care to talk about very much.
Yeah.
Because it's...
And also, I guess it's also just worth saying that, like, I'm literally in a, like, playthrough of Engage that I've been doing. I've been casually playing Engage to try out the DLC that I never got to.
Mm-hmm.
Engage is a fun game. Like, you're allowed to have fun with it. It's a fine game. I just think that the story is badly written, and I also think that the Xenologue DLC is actually just genuinely bad. Like, I think this is, like, maybe the worst Fire Emblem I've ever experienced in my life.
Yeah, it's so bad. It's something else. What's...
Like, that, I don't know. I understand people defending, like, mainline engage, like base game Engage, because it's mechanically very fun. The story is whatever. It's very pretty to look at. I like all of the, like, fun, inventive play styles, etc., etc. I don't understand people who try to, like, defend the Xenologue DLC. I just think it's really bad.
Why do I keep going into battles with low HP? Screams Starry's Light. Because I need my I need EXP so bad for some of these characters.
Because you're not a casual. Also,
I'm not
like,
afraid either. Yeah.
Yeah, like, have you considered
Fear
the
is the
buffer
worst.
stays fucking hard?
Fear is the worst thing you can suffer in Pokemon.
Buffer's not weak and gay.
I am not. I am not weak and gay. I am he to they. Hey, look, as one of the most problematic people on the internet, all I can say you know, fear is the mind killer. See, Eliwood has a Thracia PFP, which means we know he's what's the phrase again? I keep mixing it up in my head. I keep wanting to say, like, it's fucking you're fucking hard, not what?
Oh, it's don't be weak and gay, stay fucking hard.
Yeah. Just like me, for real.
I love it too, because, like, staying fucking hard is not the, like, antonym to either being weak or gay. So, like,
hey.
so, like, there's no reason why you can't be gay and fucking hard.
I mean, look. Again.
What if you're gay and hard? See? You see the vision?
Finally. Civilization is healing. It's called the Sky Pillar. Oh yeah, we gotta do the Sky Pillar. That's gonna be fun.
The Sky Pillar.
My big regret of Gen 2 is that I did not catch the box legendaries. I don't know why I didn't.
You didn't need them, you know?
I was too fucking hard.
Yeah, you were staying too fucking hard. If you stay hard, you don't have to get hard.
Yeah.
You're so right. Do you know what this is starting to feel like? This is starting to feel like, what's that one movie about, like, the workout bros? God.
What movie about workout bros? Me with the straight and soft.
The straight and soft. Oh my god, I'm trying to remember what it was, but, like, there was, like, a movie where, like, it wasn't Top Gun, because that was homoerotic because of the volleyball scene. I remember that.
Georgeson volleyball.
Yeah. Blades of Glory? Was that it?
Blades of Glory that's that comedy about ice skating, right?
Oh shit, is it? Innuendo Studios referenced it once a million years ago, and I can't remember, like, even the video that did so.
Oh, shit.
Fuck, I have no idea.
We can't eat that.
I think it starred Mark Wahlberg.
I'm not sure. But...
Yeah, I don't know. Listen, it doesn't matter.
No. We're gonna spend 3 hours trying to remember it, but... Oh boy.
Daddy's Home? Ice Skating mentioned Yuri on Ice Season 2. Oh, Declan, don't do that to me.
It's Combuskin time. Combuskin can be super effective against Kevin. This is bad.
Yeah. It's a matter of the draw.
I'm not gonna outspeed it. Oh!
You're not gonna outspeed it, but
he's prepping to one-shot me.
Twit Dog failing so bad is a sign it's supposed to my house.
What was the strategy here?
Cowardice!
What was the play, man?
I mean, he's gonna take like nothing from that serve.
Yeah,
but he also lost his bulk up.
and most of his health. And he clearly outsped me. Why didn't he just go for the double kick? He could have obliterated me. The amount of times I'm getting to use poison as a super effective move is crazy.
Yeah. Friend scarred me as a kid by aerial acing my plays a kid with a septile.
Learned coverage the hard way. The fucking hard way.
Yeah.
My team was weak and gay. I couldn't do it. My biggest haters would love this stream.
Yeah, everybody who keeps on trying to like accuse you of being transphobic.
I don't know where it comes from, but well, I mean, I do know where it comes from. That's because you can't just dislike. You can't just like disagree with a video. There has to be a larger social reason. You know, I always hated that person. They made me feel weird for some reason. Yeah. Aren't you clever? To me, those are the most annoying comments. Yeah. When I see them about other people, I get annoyed.
Finally, like,
is this what happens when you spend all day online?
I think it is. Like, again, it's just more of the stuff that I look at and I go like, "Ooh, I need to not be on Twitter nearly as much as I am."
I hate how Brandon is like, or Brendan, the mummy over here is like stealing my my deep-mouthed Paliper.
Yeah, he's
not original.
Yeah.
He's not original. He is not him.
He's a poser. I also like just got stunned for a moment because one of my favorite images just popped up again in my life. Somebody made a Punnett Square on like which fictional characters.
Oh my god! I didn't know it was this soon.
Mouth.
Look at that mouth. I can see it in silhouette. Mouth.
Yes.
Mouth. Come on. Mouth. Big mouth.
Yes.
Oh, them chomping. He's chomping. Semi-solid and by.
My God, mouth boy. I like how you beat him so badly that his answer was just like, I'm gonna go home. Like,
hey,
being hard and gay is the fastest way to Goonerville.
Hey.
Now, why is he as a man in possession of such a large mouth?
Let's look at him.
That people made about Seedall and Engage, where it's just like, why is his hip this small for another man to wrap his arms around? Poor.
Look at the defense on this thing.
Holy shit.
At least this team ain't got no tanks. His defense is about the same as unevolved Shuppet.
Oh my god.
A freaky ghost type.
That was the last fight with him. He never gets the Blaziken. No!
Blaziken really took it hard. Blaziken just died. He's having to lay his Blaziken to rest right now, everybody. Just don't...
Semi-solid
don't say
bye.
anything. No, I'm... Maybe that's why I'm like... I don't know. I'm really trying to... Let me back up my brain thoughts here, because I feel like there was a lot that went through my head. I do think one of my all-time favorite things, though, thinking about my haters, because I'll see it from every few months, I'll just run into like a hater naturally. It's so weird. It's kind of terrible, actually.
Yeah.
I do think there is a part of my brain, though, that always remembers each time I've been called problematic. And I remember accidentally running into one person once that said they were traumatized by my streams.
Oh no.
Because I think it was in reference to a stream where I was like, all right, everyone, I'm in a lot of pain today because I just got the shit kicked out of me while breaking up a fight. And they were like, he keeps referencing real life violence. And I'm like, oh,
What?
oh no, oh no. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Like,
That's brutal. Like,
yeah.
What the fuck, man?
Like, that's just... And a procession of, yeah, he always gave me the ick. Sorry, I broke up the fight. I should have just let those children kill each other.
Yep.
You try to do something for society, man.
I mean, you know, if I were to understand how... If I needed, like, a guide on, like, how to be a moral person, right? The first place that I would go to is Twitter comment threads.
Yes. It's great.
Like I've just exclusively gotten completely burnt out on the concept of, like, the am I the asshole threads that keep on showing up. Just because, like, it feels like everybody uses them as an excuse to try to explain why they're, like, the most insane people you've ever seen.
Yeah. I mean, I've also told stories on stream before about fights I was in elementary school or middle school and high school. Mostly middle school.
I can't believe Bopper is supporting violence like that.
I can't believe it.
Guys, it's time to cancel Bopper.
I'm
glad that he's finally over.
Yeah, I mean, he always gave me the ick. He today always gave me the ick, and I just want to. I just want to apologize to everybody hurt by the fact that I grew up in Kentucky and the fact that I had to go to public school where things happened. Stop relating your personal experiences.
I actually get that comment a lot on my videos.
What
like,
comment?
Where it's just like, why do you keep on talking about yourself? Just tell me whether or not the game is good or not.
I mean, I could do that in about 10 seconds, right? Name a game, and I'll tell you in 10 seconds or less. Like, it's not that
Demon
hard.
Souls.
Great.
Funny how they say that when Tim Rogers is popular. Well, here's the thing. Tim Rogers undoubtedly gets exactly these kinds of comments.
Oh, no, I went through his comment section once out of
them,
curiosity.
and, yeah.
And he gets them.
Yeah, like people are ready to be out there going like, oh my god, this guy just never shuts the fuck up about his own personal life, and it's like, yeah, but he also gets millions of views and is like beloved, so like,
He gets
you
way
know,
way more hater comments than I do, probably in the aggregate, of course. Obviously by raw numbers, yes, but in the aggregate.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like, shut up, stop being such a, and then calls him a slur. Like that's how it goes. Every single comment. How is Elden Ring DLC? It doesn't come out for another month. It comes out on June 28th, I believe.
Oh, that means I have a month to get through all the other FromSoft games.
I told myself, I was like, look, I've got
Let's
so many
go.
games in the backlog. I just spent a bunch of money on Kingsfield and Dino Crisis, and I've got Yakuza 1. So do not play Elden Ring. Do not play Elden Ring. You still have to play Final Fantasy 14. And I looked at the PlayStation, and I was like, you know what game's not Elden Ring? Bloodborne. I'm going to play Bloodborne. And then I started playing Bloodborne.
I love how Bloodborne is still just like, it's still just kind of peak. Like, you start playing it and you're just like, yeah,
I'm going to say something horrible. I'm going to say something crazy. We had this discussion yesterday, and but I'm going to say it here. Bloodborne is not that hard. Bloodborne's difficulty, I mean, really the difficulty of all the FromSoft. I've seen some tweets recently that went around of people like, stop doing revisionist history. The Souls games have always been hard. So what I'm not saying that they're easy. They're not easy.
Right.
The difficulty itself is way overblown. And I think in Bloodborne in particular, it's way overblown because there's only about 6 or 7 specific bosses that are mandatory. And almost all of them have like items just hanging out outside the boss room that trivialize them. So like there's a very famous, somewhat early game boss that sort of DPSs people out because the boss starts healing. But right next to the boss's room is a huge stack of like 10 items that if you actually read item description says prevents healing.
Yeah.
And you could just throw it on the boss and they can't heal anymore.
I mean, God, fucking Father Gascoigne, right? Like, the fight that's supposed to be like, you have to be able to beat this to prove that, like, you're good enough to get through the rest of the game, right?
Right.
Like, one of the things that you can do is you can get the music box that, like, gives you a free visceral on him when he transforms. Like, and his hardest phase.
Yeah. So, hold on. I'm going to be right back. I think Mix X has a very interesting comment that I think sometimes gets held against the games, but I actually think is to the game's benefit.
I'll get a start on it.
Get a head start on it while I go run and get me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich really fast because I suddenly start getting hunger pains while not knowing what to do in Lily Cove City.
That's fair. Okay. So difficulty of Souls games is directly linked to both personal and communal game knowledge. The games have collectively become easier for everyone over time if you engage the wider community. Yeah, I kind of see the vision there. Like, the thing is that there is a certain, like, floor of skill to be had in these games. And that floor, like, I think gets progressively raised up and up and up as the developers go, like, okay, we can't make you... like, we can't just keep on making the floor, like, the difficulty floor of these games kind of the same, right? Like, if you look at Demon Souls, which is the only Souls game that I've actually beaten so far. But if you look at Demon Souls, like, the big thing about Demon Souls is that, like, most of these fights are kind of puzzles, right? Like, they aren't exactly like, yes, you have to learn how to dodge and, like, find windows for attacks and manage your stamina and et cetera, right? Even, like, the most, like, down and out, like, this is just a fight where you're gonna have to, like, nut up and, like, be good, like Flame Lurker, can be trivialized if you get the Flame Shield, if you get, you know, the fucking Water Veil, if you get the fucking, you know, Fire Resistance Ring, you can come in there and just, like, that fight suddenly becomes much easier because he can't really deal damage to you properly anymore, right? They can't just keep on doing that, right? Dark Souls has to have more to it than that, right? That's how you get Ornstein and Smo, where like they have to make sure that you're able to actually like engage with like the kit as is given, right? You actually have to learn how to think about your stamina, how to think about dodging, how to think about like getting in attacks and enemies that don't have like a specific thing that will just trivialize them for you, you know? And like this, as far as I understand, like that progression continues to happen in the Soul series, but also a lot of the stuff is mitigated by the fact that like communal knowledge is a thing, and like maybe the most like inhibiting element, from what I understand, and again, I'm not an expert here, I'm just kind of like covering until Bopper can give his opinion, but like the big element for me here is that like, or the big thing that like can make it feel a little bit harder than it needs to be is that there is like a cultural elitism in that community. As much as there are definitely a lot of people who are very happy to be like, yes, I will show you how to do this, I will show you how this thing goes, no problem, I'm here for you. There are a lot of people who are gonna like go on social media and brag about like, oh, these assholes don't fucking know how to like, you know, defeat Ornstein and Snow by themselves at soul level 1 naked with a broken sword.
Okay, I have no idea what you had said while I was gone, obviously.
Yeah.
I need to figure out what to do.
It was probably bad, so don't worry about it.
Just like your skill at Dark Souls.
Yeah.
So, let's see.
Like I saw a clip recently where like people were trying to like talk shit on this one streamer who was fighting, I don't know which boss in Elden Ring, because I don't know Elden Ring very well, but he was using that fucking sword that like when you use that special attack, it like restores part of your HP and it deals like crazy damage.
Yeah.
And everyone's just like, oh well, he's not really playing the game.
Mm-hmm. I think
and it's like that's a real weapon though. Like that exists in the game. What do you mean?
I think that people that don't beat these games or don't really try to engage with them, and a lot of the hardcore crowds that are like, you know, very sort of gatekeepery on it, have the same problem with how they talk about the games, which is flat. It's weird. They all flatline the experience down into a very similar thing, which is, oh, thank God he ran away for us. They all flatline the experience down into like one of hardcore mechanical road or path of most resistance, which doesn't really help understand these games in any way, because I think the games do get a lot of criticism because there is a lot of knowledge that you need to get really like good at them, or to even beat them in some cases. However, I think the games are really well built around that, not just because of like the message system or whatever. I mean, these are games that are intended for you to talk about and have a communal experience with. And honestly, a lot of the stuff in these games that makes them easier just sort of comes down to, do you look at the item descriptions of new items when you pick them up, and do you listen to what NPCs tell you? Because obviously the Crestfallen Warrior tells you where to go to get to Undead Burg. So like everybody that's like, Dark Souls is ridiculous, I died 400 times in the graveyard, the NPC right next to the very first checkpoint says go that way. Go up the stairs. Yeah. NPCs will frequently tell you about like weaknesses or tricks or weird things or things they heard about that are almost always just true in there. Demon's Souls has an obsession with giving you enchanted, upgraded weapons for free. Crescent Falchion, Dragon Sword, Blessed Mace. The Mercury Rapier sucks, but no one finds the Mercury Rapier anyway because it's in a stupid location.
Is it in that part of 4-1 that you never go to because you just do the regen ring skip?
Mercury Rapier is in 3-1.
Oh.
You have to really do a lot of stupid shit to get it. And by that, I mean you have to find a hidden door behind some boxes.
Yeah.
What
if
a
the game
dumbass.
were meant to be played like an epic gamer challenge, there wouldn't be an entire spell type in DS1 that revolves around multiplayer with effects like showing more messages or healing allies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solaire is an NPC summon for the hardest fights in the game for new players. Gargoyles, Ornstein and Smo, Gaping Dragon.
Yeah.
You can even summon Lautrec for Gaping Dragon.
Which is very funny, considering what I did to Lautrec.
Does Shuppet have a mouth? Shuppet does not, but Banette does, and that's what matters here. We're playing the long mouth game.
The long mouth game, no! Sekiro is just Punch Out. I keep on hearing that.
Sekiro is just straight up hard, but it's also designed that way.
Like, doesn't Sekiro kind of obliterate all of the arguments about people talking about, like, the Soul series being really hard and unfair, etc., etc.? Because, like, when they designed a game that is explicitly about, like, that, right? Explicitly, like, you have to be good at the thing that the game is demanding you to be. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, they did that, and it was Sekiro. Like, that's the point.
They made you have to do it. They made you get good in one of the games. In one of the games, you have no choice. I've never been able to beat it. That's okay. Also, I don't need an easy mode. Sekiro does not have to be for me, although I will make one more attempt at it this summer.
Around the time that I start playing it, right?
Yeah. Is mouths only a pre-existing category, or did you define it myself? We defined it ourselves, because it came about by accident.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I've been playing Dark Souls, and I get that I've started to reach the point in the game where I'm no longer allowed to say that I'm not good at them, right? Because I did
soloed
Ornstein and
ONS.
Smo. That doesn't. I'm not allowed to, like, pretend that I'm bad at these games at this point. But, like, most of Dark Souls' problem is, I think the thing that I've been noticing, having beaten Demon Souls and having gotten very close to the end of Dark Souls, is that Souls games have a really, really intimidating first level.
Yes, the difficulty in every FromSoft game, I think, is usually, with the exception of Sekiro, is where all the front loading is.
Yeah, like the opening chapters of all of these games are kind of designed to make you go, ah, shit, this is hard. I don't like this, you know? But, like, there just comes a point where, like, that stops being a thing, you know? Like, I've reached the point. It's such a weird thing to think about, specifically with Dark Souls, because, like, I have visceral antagonistic memories of Blighttown, right?
Yeah.
I will say that Blighttown is probably one of the hardest areas in the game. And this is after I've gone through almost all of the late game areas, right? I've done Crystal Cove, I've done the Duke's Archives, I've done, you know, Tomb of the Giants, right? But Blighttown sticks out at me, and it's because the time that you have to go through Blighttown, you just don't have a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, these games get easier the more stuff you have access to.
If you're willing to use the stuff.
If you're willing to use the stuff, right? And there are some people, like, I'm sorry, I don't want to sound like I'm trying to start YouTuber beef, but, like, fuck it. Every time we talk about Joseph Anderson's opinions on the Souls series, he sounds like the least sane person I've ever met. Like, I'm sure that he's a great media critic and whatever, but like I don't understand what he wants. You know what I mean?
No. Now, I will say, Zadian, now, yeah, they all the Dark Souls games function well as action games. You can just play them that way.
Yeah.
But it's not the easiest way to play the games. And I
it's
think
also
a lot of
not-
people go in with the attitude of trying to bash down the brick wall.
Yeah, and
With
it's
my
also
with my
not
I'm gonna hit it over and over and over again until it works, when bows and magic and context specific items and consumables all have effects that just bring the pressure down across the board. And of course, summoning on top of all of that is really sort of the ultimate thing, because all of the major walls have NPC summons. Solaire for gargoyles, Quelaag has Maneater Mildred. Like, these are NPC summons. They weren't even just like play online. It was the game's comedy, though. The fact that you can summon Leroy Jenkins for Pinwheel is still the funniest thing in any game ever.
That is really funny, especially because Pinwheel is not a hard fight.
No.
Or maybe it is. It's just like by the time I got to it, it just wasn't.
Well,
but like, also like, yes, any of these games can be fun action games, right? But like, they shouldn't be, and they aren't balanced around explicitly only being fun action games.
unless we're talking Dark Souls 3.
Unless we're talking Dark Souls 3.
In which case, Dark Souls 3, incidentally, also happens to be a game that I'm a hater of, but I'm also like, in the same breath, yeah, this is also like the best action game I've ever played in my life.
Yeah. The growth from what if I need it later to it is later than 2 seconds ago is vital. I mean, I actually had that experience. I tried using my black fire bombs that I got really early on in the game now, like semi-recently, to attack some enemy that was giving me trouble, I can't remember, and is dealing like 16 damage, and I'm like, oh, I should have used these, you know? Like, that's, I think, a clever thing about the series is that, like, there are some items in the game that, like, feel like they're very important, but then, like, if you just don't use them, you go, oh, shit, like, I wasted this, you know?
I think it's weird, because all of this isn't to say that, like, oh, if you're bad at the game or you get killed a bunch, then you're like bad, you're the problem, blah blah blah. Because the games, what I don't want lost, the games are still difficult.
Yeah.
The difference here is that difficulty is separate from accessibility here. The games are tough. They are also very highly accessible to anyone of any skill level to beat. Anton earlier pointed out Noah Gervais. Noah Gervais plays every single game on his channel on easy mode. Every single one, without anything. And what he talks about within the first 4 or 5 minutes of his Dark Souls review is that that's why he didn't want to play the series, because it didn't have like an easy mode. It felt like it was just going to be hardcore nonsense. And yeah, all it took was like an hour into Dark Souls 1 before he was like, oh, wait, I get this now?
Yeah, like, the Soul series already has an easy mode. It has several easy modes. It is a highly modular difficulty. Like,
yeah, Leroy's also good for the bone wheels, but
I made a joke about
but I love them. Yeah,
I made a joke about, like, oh, you have to fucking, you know, soul level 1 naked broken sword fight Ornstein Sumo by yourself, right? To be truly considered hard or whatever. But, like, you literally can do that.
Yeah.
Like, you can do that. The game will allow you to do that, and you can get good enough and you know, read their movements hard enough that I'm sure that there are people out there who do that, and frankly, good for them, right? But, like,
oh shit.
But, like, you don't have to, you know?
No, you
like,
don't. I think
you can summon for things. You can use magic. You can, you know. I beat Demon Souls by strapping the Adjudicator shield onto my back and keeping the Regenerator ring on because they stack, and, like, all of my health would just come back after I lose some fight.
And if you were playing and if you had the Blessed Mace or any Blessed weapon, but the Blessed Mace, because they just give it to you, so you don't even have to know how upgrading works, you'd have 3 HP regen stacks.
Yeah.
that also happen to be super effective on a weapon that's super effective against all the skeletons and all the Valley of Defilement enemies.
Yeah, that's like 2 entire areas.
Two of the two hardest areas, they give you a weapon. The Blessed Mace you kind of have to explore for, but that's before I drop my patented satirical line of, well, that's because they're adventure games, not action games.
Right.
To me, a big thing about it is that I think the difficulty of these games comes from 2 primary places in terms of the perception. One is marketing. Fandom and Namkai did 0 favors for the perception of Dark Souls with the whole prepare to die shit. Because Demon's Souls itself was viewed as very challenging. But if you look at early reviews of that game, there were a lot of reviews, like even the GameSpot one, which is like, oh, don't be afraid of this game because here are all the things you can actually do. The hardest thing to do in this game is the first level. Once you beat the first level, here's all the options you have. It was just describing it. You could summon, you can enchant your weapons, you can use range, do all this, use all these crazy items that the game has. Like they were like breaking it down, and that's 2009.
Yeah.
So I think it's a combination of the whole prepare to die nonsense with like this is going to be a hardcore game, which I think caused a lot of people to not try to circumvent. You would die and you were like, oh, that's it. This is the way it's going to be. Now it's time to smash down the brick wall with my face.
Right.
I think also combined with the same reason video games have yellow paint. People... This is where I'm going to sound actually elitist. People want their games to beat themselves and to do what they want them to do whenever they want it to. This is why people get so mad all the time at me in the comments for being like, well, what your video doesn't understand, Mr. Bopper, is that...
If that is your real
name, is that I want to play the game how I want to, and the game should let me do that.
Yeah, and this is why all Pokemon games need to start by giving you all of the Pokemon available in the game.
Yeah.
No later than like maybe halfway through.
Yeah. Yeah, Demon's Souls, I think the big mistake that Demon's Souls made was its healing system. It's just fucking trash, but because it scales in the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah, DS2 has an achievement called This is Dark Souls for dying the first time. And that's annoying because it's also... These are games where dying is not even really a failure state. If you approach it sort of the right way.
I'm obsessed with the fact that, like, even in Yahtzee's review of Demon's Souls Remake, like, he will not stop bitching about, like, oh, they get rid of half your health bar when you die for the first time in human form in Demon's Souls. Like that's so fucked up and unfair. And it's like, dude, the Cling Ring, like,
it's right there.
It's in the first level.
Maybe he had black character tendency, which lowers your max HP even more. I had to beat False King Allant with half HP because I had pure black character tendency, and so even with the Cling Ring, I just had half max HP. It was the worst shit I've ever had to put up with. I mean, I beat him in one go because I'm him, but...
I mean, hey, I have not yet lost to Allant, so...
Isn't that... Okay, that's another crazy thing. True King Allant, or False King Allant, has not killed you. And it's not like you've been playing these games for 15 years and it was your last Souls game. It was your first, like, one...
Yeah.
It was your first final boss of any of these games.
Yeah. I learned exactly one trick in the Allant fight that is probably good for a lot of other fights later on. And the entire trick was just, you can roll forward through him when he attacks you.
Yeah.
And it's over. Like, that's it.
He can't do anything.
That's the fight.
Yakuza enemies actually track you way worse than any Dark Souls enemy. It's really annoying. Because Yakuza enemies will track you with, like, Hyper Guard. It's terrible. Yakuza 1, or Yakuza Kiwami, specifically, has some of the worst beat-em-up combat I've ever played. But the game's great, and I highly recommend Yakuza. Okay, we're now fully updated.
Ooh, Shepard's got the tongue.
But one of the things that I was pretty fascinated with was looking at some of the early negative reviews of Demon Souls, and they almost all said some variation of, this game is really frustrating because when you press block, you have to wait for your shield to come up, and when you press attack, you have to wait for your sword strike to swing. You have to wait for that. And, like, that makes sense, right? To a certain extent, because if you're used to, like, in 2009, you people would have been used to Cosmic Kiryu or Dante, who immediately, like, just becomes an active hitbox because they move so fast. And I think a big part of sort of the challenge of the games is got to do with that. Like, Demon Souls is easy now because the mindset so many people have to games now has just fundamentally shifted from these games eating everything. Where you can go back now to a game like Demon Souls, and most people will take to it fairly well because stamina management and deliberate animations have become a thing. Even in, like, Final Fantasy games.
I mean, dodge rolling became so popular and so ubiquitous that they showed up in fucking Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Pokemon Legends Arceus has you dodge through boss attacks.
Yeah.
Hades, also an extraordinarily popular game, becomes way easier when you dodge through attacks.
Hades relied so much on the dodge mechanic that Hades 2 had to nerf your dash. Not to spoil Hades too much for
I'll
for
get there
people.
by Hades 6, don't worry.
Hades 6. Hades 6, just how many kids does Hades have? Jesus Christ.
So, I don't know. That's my elitist thing, though, is that I do think there are a lot of people, for some reason with games specifically, you don't see this with other mediums so much, but with games specifically, people don't want to engage with the game as it is. And I think it's made worse by the popularity of these games, because if this was Fear and Hunger, no one would care. You know, it wouldn't be a big deal. But when you have oh god,
That's not a good matchup.
This is a terrible matchup, but I think I can get him.
Is Crybaby him?
Crybaby is not him. But knockoff is the worst move ever. What the fuck?
Ooh, Shadow Ball is on floor 6 of this.
Hey,
place.
we gotta get that. Shadow Ball
Yeah.
is gonna go crazy.
It's good for our build.
Yeah, it's good for that Shuppet build. Shuppet's still dead, by the way.
We love builds, you know.
I love builds.
I honestly feel kind of conflicted about that because, like, on the one hand, I genuinely do love builds. Like, I really do like it. I like being able to be like, yeah, I'm gonna, like, establish this thing. But also, I do think that there are some games
I'll have to check
where,
that video out. It's dying now.
you just don't need builds. You just, like, not everything has to be builds, you know?
Mix X, what you're describing is Dark Souls 2, sadly. Close enough, although that's me being a little cheeky about it.
Yeah, isn't one of the stats, like, literally
iframes?
Improve
Agility,
iframes?
yeah, it's terrible. It also makes you drink Estus faster, but, you know.
That's so stupid.
I hate it. It's horrible.
Oh my god.
Sableye. Doesn't matter, we're not attacking him. DS2 is the best, and I'll die on this hill. DS2 is also a really good game. Don't get it twisted. Let's
I like
not
how
get
you
it
use
twisted.
both types of damage on Wobbuffet just to make sure that... Oh, okay, never mind. I was about to say, like, just to make sure that Wobbuffet will definitely be able to counter one of you.
Mhm.
But also it doesn't matter because Wobbuffet didn't do it, so...
Um,
Wobbuffet, unfortunately, is not him.
yeah. But yes, like I was saying, I finally got it back in my head. The big thing about the games is they're... Oh my god, each each Fury swipe does rough skin damage. Oh, that's horrible.
That's beautiful.
That's poor Sableye.
You were about to say Perp 6.
Yeah, poor Perp 6.
I miss Perp 6.
We love Perp 6. Furry swipe. I do wonder how much of the just weird... well, yeah, so with video games specifically, people want them to play the way that they want to. They want to hit the button and win. They want it to be an almost passive experience where the game just sort of does the things that you want it to do to have it work out. And for a lot of games, that's fine because the way people assume games should be played tends to be very like zeitgeisty. It's not like there's a specific game setup that is the preternatural video game style that everyone drifts to. It's towards whatever's popular. So because button mashing beat 'em ups were super popular and a lot of people wanted it to play like that, and as the formula has changed, as the influence of the From Software games has increased, that has shifted. I still think the most shocking thing to me was looking at Steam's achievement lists for Elden Ring. Now, let me double check this number real quick. Steam achievement percentages. Global gameplay stats. Somehow, I don't understand this. 45% of players who have Elden Ring on Steam have beaten the Fire Giant. 43% have beaten Godskin Duo. 41% have beaten Malekith. 40% have beaten Horalu. These are bosses that don't mean anything to you.
Nope.
That is an amazingly high rate for late game bosses to be beaten, especially for a game like Elden Ring, which is I checked the numbers, it is the highest selling game since Animal Crossing.
Nice.
Just in the world, I think maybe Scarlet and Violet recently passed it by a matter of a rounding error.
That's insane.
It's actually crazy because if I was looking at like the Yakuza 1, more people who bought Elden Ring beat Horalu than more people who bought Yakuza Kiwami beat Chapter 1.
Jesus.
And this is a game that sold 24 million and had endless... I think it's combining that with like the difficulty discourse. Like I got a... Well, fans of the show will remember the Pokemon Scarlet. Scarlet? Is Scarlet a word?
Scarlet is a color, yeah.
I thought I can... Oh, what? My brain said Scarlet, and I thought I portmanteaued Scarlet and Violet into Skylet.
Oh.
Yeah, so my brain ate it. But
I mean, this is what happens when you think back to your Scarlet and Violet stream, and the only thing you can think about is Whopper GIF.
Yeah, that is what happens. But fans of that stream will remember my co-host. He let's beat... I don't remember how they beat Elden Ring. I don't remember what the build was or anything. But I remember trying to sell it super early on, being like, okay, you got to play Elden Ring. This game's great. And they were like, nah, I can't do it because, you know, I've heard about these games. And then also I physically don't think I can do it because I have, nerve damage in my hand. And I was like, remap the controls. And they gave it a shot and then just still beat the whole game anyway. And I was like, how did it go? This is the best game I've ever played in my life.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get it. It's...
I don't know. I feel like people from my circles, it feels a lot like people think about Elden Ring and go like, oh well, that Millennia fight looks horrible, and there's no way that I could do that.
What's
and
the percentage of players on Steam that have beaten Millennia? Do you think?
I don't know, like 13%.
36.
What the fuck? Well, okay, to be fair, a lot of those might be people who got the help from Let Me Solo Her.
Probably, because Let Me Solo Her helps anyone that asks. But still, that's an obscene amount to me, because I never beat Millennia. I'm gonna be honest, I'm a fake gamer. I couldn't do it.
If I get to Elden Ring, and obviously it's gonna be in all bosses.
Well,
There's no way. There's no way. There's like 100 some odd bosses.
We'll call it. Most people with Elden Ring don't go all bosses. They go all remembrances. So it's all major bosses.
Yeah,
all bosses
fine.
that are unique and actually interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a list here called Elden Ring achievement bosses.
Mm-hmm.
I think that might be fair.
Yeah.
Let's see here. That's Margit, that's Godric, Radagon, Renala, Leonine, Misbegotten, Ancestor Spirit, Starscourge Radon, Magma Worm Makar, Mimic Tear, Royal Knight Loretta, Regal Ancestor Spirit, Dragonkin Soldier of Noxtella, Valiant Gargoyles, Estelle, Godskin Noble.
Valiant Gargoyles. Fuck Valiant Gargoyles. That's my least favorite boss in the game.
Rickard, Elemer of the Briar, Godfrey, Margot, Mog, Commander
Mog.
Neil, Fire Giant, Loretta, Millennia, Godskin Duo, Dragon Lord, Placidusax.
Ooh, Placidusax is fun.
Lich Dragon, Fortisax.
This
Mog,
is a lot of
again,
achievement bosses.
And Horlo. So, yeah, it's a lot, but that seems about as many bosses as I'm beating in Dark Souls, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, that seems like the list, right? So if we do that, right, and I get to Millennia, I'm letting you know, if I get to Millennia and there is a summon sign there for Let Me Solo Her, still, I'm clicking that summon.
Oh, 100%. Just for the experience.
Yeah, that in itself is, I consider that a valuable experience.
Mm-hmm. I need to actually sit down and beat Millennia. I think I could do it. I was too scared. The reputation got to me. Sort of like what Clint was saying, too scared to try.
I'm honestly like nervous knowing that next stream I might be fighting Artorias.
I'm going to be curious to see how you do against Artorias. Artorias never kills me, but I played Dark Souls 1 after 3, and Artorias is just a Dark Souls 3 boss. A very simple Dark Souls 3 boss by Dark Souls 3 like hyper combo standards.
I mean, I beat the first boss of Dark Souls 3. I don't think that counts for anything, but
the great thing,
trying the same fight 500 times to memorize every pattern strikes me as just tiring rather than satisfying. Well, here's the thing: I soloed Ornstein and Simone. It took me like 10 tries.
Yeah. Well, and for Elden Ring, for me, I was in a similar situation. I would try each boss once if I was like, oh my god. And then I brought Mimic Tear. I don't think it took me more than 2 attempts on any boss in Elden Ring after Mimic Tear. So, which is pretty heinous, and I get why some people wouldn't want to do that, but the great thing about the way Elden Ring works is that even though Malekith was easy because the attention was split between me and Mimic Tear, and Mimic Tier also is just obscene in general.
Mhm.
The HP bars are so big on these bosses that I still felt the entire spectacle and the thrill of it, despite not having to actually intensely focus on like learning all these movesets and finding all these openings for my jumping heavy attacks. Because it was a time where I didn't have a ton of time to play, but I wanted to play. I had to play. I'm addicted to these games, and they folded. They folded. Everyone folds in that game. It's funny that they give you an achievement for beating Mimic Tier, because none of the bosses would get that achievement. Yeah. Zidane now. Mimic Tier with Mimic Tier on Melania with Rivers of Blood. Crazy.
Yeah.
They called a weapon Rivers of Blood. I got into an argument.
I've been told that Rivers of Blood, if you use that, it doesn't make you a legitimate gamer, though. So...
I was going to say, I got into a big argument where someone said you did not really beat Elden Ring since you used Moonveil Katana, since you dual-wielded Moonveil Katana and Rivers of Blood. And I said, now hold on, buddy, because when I sat on the throne at the end of that looked like I fucking beat the game. When I sat on the Elden Throne...
You, in fact, got an achievement
that
said you beat the game.
So, not only did I sit on that throne, the game congratulated me with a PlayStation ding.
So,
my favorite
tried Code Vein recently, and as soon as you made it to the duo boss fight near the end, you just dropped the game. I listen, Trace, and I respect that. That's fair. But also, you brought it up, and now I'm thinking about getting Code Vein.
Code Vein is not nearly as good. Code Vein is like got so much visual noise.
But I'm not streaming Code Vein is the thing.
Mm-hmm. I didn't like Code Vein personally. I got to the cathedral and stopped because it's just a bunch of battlements that all look the same. If you laid the cathedral in Code Vein over Anne Orlando, you'd just see the difference immediately of what makes these games work. I mean, and I think it is worth subdividing between the From Software Souls games get away with so much bullshit that other games don't. Like having just unfinished areas. Like Lost Izalith.
Lost Izalith is just fucking not...
Magma Emblem. Oh my god. Fire Emblem? That's like a synonym.
Fire Emblem? What is this, a crossover episode?
Please. It happened long, long ago. The Code Vein's parry windows are stupid. The way that the visuals work.
Rivers of Blood aren't even that strong a weapon.
Yeah, but when you dual wield it with Moonveil Katana, so you're like moving really fast and it builds up bleed, and I mean this was way back.
It makes you not a real gamer. Though.
It makes you not a real gamer, and these were arguments. I beat the game when it was like when it was only had one post-launch update, the one that made Radahn weaker. I don't know if they. I think
why. I'm sorry, I don't know a lot of things about Elden Ring, but I know that the Radahn fight is a spectacle.
It is.
Like, the point is that you're running around like resummoning the same 5 guys, so that you can just do a big, stupid, sloppy brawl with him.
Yeah, it's so fun. But it's not honorable.
Right. It makes you not a real gamer. You didn't really beat Radahn.
You didn't. Rewatching like the Joseph Anderson and Matthew Matosis reviews and watching them talk about like all the parts that suck in these games, while also saying, yeah, now on principle, because this is the intended way, I only play Knight with a sword and don't use any magic. I'm like, wow. Which is just that's the hard.
Exhausting for you,
yeah,
right?
that's the hardcore gamer version of the easy mode discourse in a way, because that's just sitting there and being like, now I refuse to actually engage with this game, and now Dark Souls 2 sucks. I don't know. Did you try the bow? They give you one. Like it's right there. It's actually in the room with the blacksmith, if I remember correctly, in Dark Souls 2.
I'm honestly considering getting Elden Ring for Steam, even though I have it for PS5.
Oh, I mean, I'm thinking about it too.
Just because like we gotta do more Final Fantasy builds, you
Mhm.
know? We gotta do more Final Fantasy builds.
Yeah. I don't want to work smarter. I hate myself and work harder. And the game is not being accommodating to that. Yeah, of course it's not. Joseph Anderson talking about how the magic builds that fight Ornstein and Smo just have way too easy a time. And I'm like, my brain is just like, that's because they're smarter than you, Joseph Anderson.
I don't get Joseph Anderson going, these games need to be able to be a fun thing for me to play with a one-handed sword.
I don't know.
Like, I don't get it.
I'll say this too. Replaying Bloodborne. And this might shock some people. I don't know if this is a commonly held opinion in the Bloodborne community, but the wooden shield you get in Bloodborne is it's actually good. It's actually good. Sorry, H Bomber guy. It's actually really good. Because
Yeah.
it's really good in the way everything in these games are good, which is that if you know where to use it really helps.
Yeah.
Because it completely solves any problem you might have with dogs and guns. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out what it... We have to go to the Jagged Pass, it says, and I'm trying to figure out...
Which gym are you trying to get to?
I need to get to an area called the Jagged Pass, but I'm not sure
That's
where that is. Chat will surely tell me where it is in 1 second. I'm going to go throw Poppy out of the room.
H. Powerkai just felt a disturbance somewhere. I rewatched his 2 videos on the Soul series, and like now that I'm more into these games, I have more complaints about them. I still think that he's mostly right about these things. Like I think that Dark Souls 2 gets a bad reputation unduly, and I get why Bloodborne is like intoxicating and fun. I just think that he didn't need to go so out of his way to like try to make Dark Souls 1 seem bad, just because like Dark Souls 1 is actually just really good, you know?
The area under the volcano. Okay.
Like, I don't know, he makes a big to-do about like Dark Souls 1's interconnected world being kind of like tedious to go through, and I'm not gonna say that he's like explicitly wrong. Like it is a little bit of a drag to go through.
Without the
right?
master key, it definitely is when you have to walk all the way out. Well, it's bad if you don't know where Daughter of Chaos Bonfire is, because then you have to go through Blight Town a second time.
But like it also makes sense for the game. Like the point about it is that like you have to reckon with the world as it is, you know? This is a world on the brink of extinction, so like you can see and map out the legacy of what Gwyn has done to it, you know?
Yeah.
And that's more interesting and more impactful the more that you're able to like visually piece it together. That you can stand in Firelink Shrine and look down into Blight Town.
And then when you find out that like people have just been throwing people into these areas, like all the people in the Undead Burg have been throwing people into the depths because they're freaked out by them, and then the people in the depths are freaked out by people, so then they're making big doors and throwing more people into Blight Town, and it just keeps going and going and going and going, and like new Londo's destroy. Like, I don't know. I love it.
Yeah, and that doesn't like. Oh, you're in
This is Meteor Falls. I need to get.
Yeah. And this like also doesn't disqualify Dark Souls 2's approach, you know? Dark Souls 2's world being incoherent and like leading into weird places and not having that kind of consistency also works for Dark Souls 2, because Dark Souls 2 isn't about what do we do with a world that's dying, as far as I understand. Dark Souls 2 is about what do we do now that the world is dead, you know? Like, both of these things are actually good. You don't have to pit two bad bitches against each other.
You don't.
Like, I'm sorry, if a game like Dark Souls 3 can come out and cause you to sit here and like spend just a lot of your life with me explaining to me that Dark Souls 3 sucks and is boringly linear and unfair and punishing and bad, but also is like 8 out of 10, one of the best action games you've ever played.
No. I never said that. It's let me specify. I said 9 out of 10, the best action game I've ever played, and never boring. It is not boring, nor is it unfair. Well, it's boring compared to Dark Souls 1 and 2, but again, this is like, you know, this is like saying, like, I don't know, sports reference for the people that get it. This is like saying Tyreek Hill is slow compared to prime Usain Bolt. Like, it means nothing.
Right. Like, I don't know. Maybe these games are good. Like, maybe they're just good.
They're so good. They're so good.
I can't wait. My friend who has the Dio profile pic in my chat cannot stop talking to me about how excited he is for me to start Dark Souls 2.
I'm excited for all the games. I'm actually... Why do I not know where the flip this is? I looked it up.
I can't believe that I'm in literally the same position that I was at the end of Demon Souls, as I was like approaching the end of Demon Souls, as I am now as I'm approaching the end of Dark Souls, where it's just like, I've been having such a good time, and also I literally cannot wait for the next game. It's driving me insane.
Yeah, it's so good.
I'm gonna get to the end of Elden Ring, and I'm gonna, like, deconstruct as a person, because there's not another one for me to get. Like what do you do then? Like, what is everybody doing now that they've beaten Elden Ring?
I mean, the good news for me is that I still have From Software stuff to get through, because I've not done the Dark Souls 2 DLC.
Oh shit.
So, not a single second of it. And then, with the Elden Ring DLC coming out...
That's right, the Elden... Oh, yeah. Shadow of the Erdtree, baby! You're right.
Where the fuck do I go?
I mean, I guess what you could do while you're waiting is you could also go back to Sekiro and get really good at parrying.
I could. I can't
Beating
wait to
Legend of Heroes, Trails in the Sky, of course, Eric, you son of a bitch.
Bopper go up to Gonkaga.
Yeah.
That's where it is. Toxic, yes.
Sick.
We got
Just
the
like
Toxic
the
Gamer
song.
move. Just like this stream.
Yeah,
I
if
am...
only your haters actually cared enough to, like, put you
Actually
in,
be
like,
real
don't
haters.
see your stream.
They would find so much more to hate. Me? Gongaga?
God.
I am...
Final Fantasy VII. That's it. Did you hear the news? It's officially my most watched video now.
Yeah. Did you also hear the news? Final Fantasy VII remake is not gonna just be a trilogy. It's gonna be so much more.
Just I'm sorry, like the 1-2 punch of that is so funny. I got a hater comment that's like, never ceases to amaze me that y'all think it's just gonna be 3 games. Like, what do you mean? Like, they said it was gonna be 3 games.
Yeah. In case anybody lost that in the passion, Vivian got a comment on the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth video where someone said, I cannot believe you all think it's only going to be 3 games. Why do people keep repeating this? I hope they're right.
Are they gonna make another 90 hours of just, like, the
Gongaga?
of just Gongaga? But then they immediately followed it up with another comment saying, "You're brokenly gay." Calling people a slur is not even remotely actual villainy.
Yeah.
It's the funniest thing.
Noble, we love
my
Noble.
God.
But
I love Numal.
I'm gonna say something outlandish, which is that my personal favorite area in Rebirth was Gongaga for like exploring.
But with all the mushrooms and everything.
Yeah, all the big mushrooms. Again, everybody called it bad, but that's only because it didn't play itself for everybody.
My favorite was Nibelheim, because I think that's the only chocobo that had like a fun, interesting way of moving around. Like Nibelheim's like movement was so good and fun that it made me like retroactively hate Cosmo Canyon even more, because Cosmo Canyon's glide is like just actively terrible to experience. And then they're like, by the way, we have just a much better version of it in the next area. And that just feels so mean. Speaking of, Advent Children dual monitor stream when?
It's the only...
Vivian, how does it feel to be a professional hater? Deeply conflicted.
I cannot
like all the
figure out how to
things.
get back to this place.
Oh, the jagged path?
Yeah, because
it's
if
a one way. It's one way only, so you have to like. fly
yeah, I know
back.
we have to go from the top, because if I take the cable car to
Yeah, you take the
Lavin
cable car up.
Ridge.
Yeah.
Wait, but if I take the cable car up, we had to take the jagged path because the cable car was blocked earlier.
Well, it doesn't seem blocked now.
Wait,
does
what?
it?
I completely mixed it up in my head. Incredible.
You got it twisted.
Yeah. Wait, are these new trainer? I don't think this is where I'm supposed to go.
Oh, it is.
This is...
Popper in his Leon era. Where's everybody going?
Bingo.
Bingo?
Let's try Shadow Ball, see what happens. That's pretty good. Twit Dog, yeah.
Imagine trying to like make more Resident Evils after Resident Evil 4.
They somehow did it, and it worked. Well, not immediately. It took them a while. It took till 7 to get back to making good ones. I like 5.
I was gonna say, like,
but-
do you not like Resident Evil 6? Come on.
I love Resident Evil 6 so much. I
Jake
love
the Body
Umbrella
Jake.
Corps. Only game I could never beat on stream because it straight up made me physically ill to play. Stopped halfway through the Jake the Body Jake campaign. What was the... I don't remember what we did. Was Trans Jake the headcanon that we had? I think it was.
Yeah, Transmask Jake, yeah.
Yeah, because Jake just kept making uncomfortable comments about women. And then there was one line that everyone was like, wait, now hold on. He to they? They to he? Oh yeah. I hate these flippin' detect. Oh my god, these detect Pokemon are so annoying.
Honestly, it's just a meta strat, you know?
Final Fantasy VII Part 3 Act 1. Oh god, that's what they'll do.
They're gonna homestuck it.
Mm-hmm. It's going to become episodic at the 11th hour.
Yeah. We've decided that we're gonna just release the rest of Final Fantasy VII in 3-hour like game mini chunks.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Jake from State Farm would not have that redemption arc.
Fuck this. Nothing's hitting. I'm just going to curse.
This is so extra. That is so much disrespect to dude.
I mean, look, if Sand Attack is the only thing he can do, and he keeps expanding it, Part 3, Episode Sid. I've kind of grown to like remake trilogy's re-envisioning of Sid. It's actually reverse engineered itself into my favorite part, but it's strictly because of my headcanon.
Which is?
But he's the Rizzler.
I just wish, like, I wanted more out of it. I wanted more dialogue. I wanted every single time you ever talk to Sid. He's just like, you know, Aerith, your mom. Like,
Yeah. Man, Aerith, I was doing your mom, man. What'd you just say, Sid? Oh, no, this isn't one of those memes. I mean, like, I did her. But...
It's only because he says "milady."
Yeah.
Well, it's not only that he says "milady," but it's also that he literally, in a cutscene, is like, you know, Aerith, your mom is gorgeous.
And they're like, oh, you really think so? That's so sweet. And it's like, yeah, man, that was crazy. And then describes when they was like going out and stuff. And I don't know. It's pretty fun. Sharply reduced speed
What I'm
is
trying to
just
say, Aerith, is
not
I'm
good.
kind of like a dad to you now.
Aerith, I am your dad. I still wish that Aerith's like flashback at the end of the game was also Sid's flashback.
Please.
Because I don't know, if Final Fantasy VII is going to obsessively try to be both itself and something entirely different, I will at least try to appreciate the weird things that they did. We already got a really nice Sid in 16, so I'm fine having removed the meteorite from the mysterious machine. I forget who wanted that meteorite. Somebody wanted it, like way back in one of the older towns.
Oh fuck yeah!
And then you get something for it. Okay, do I have to like jump down this area now?
Yeah. Welcome to the Jagged Pass. Sid Midquill. I'm not here for mid. I need to get back to 16.
This boulder is shaking in response. Whoa!
I actually don't know this. Is this like a new thing for Emerald?
Yeah. Have you only played Ruby Sapphire?
Yeah.
Okay. Then we are in whole
The
new
Sid
territory.
Midquill.
Oh, this is like some Mother 3 music. Eat rock? I ate rock?
I'm gonna scream. I need to play the first Mother game.
It's so good. I love the first Mother. The first Mother is my favorite of the three. They get worse each entry.
That's insane.
What do you mean?
Just like the fan consensus on these games is that Mother 3 is the best game ever to have existed in all of human history.
No, they get worse. Oh, Jesus. I forgot it was normal type. It's not typeless.
That's funny.
Free EXP. Is he going to do it again? Let's find out. This could be a Twit Dog EXP
EXP
train.
farm.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the trading arc. We're in it. We're in
Damn.
it. We're doing it. We're gaming.
Okay, it's not an infinite EXP tray.
Damn.
That is so
Sucks.
contrarian. Yeah, now, this isn't me saying this from memory. I played all three games earlier this year. And was floored by Mother 1. I'm not going to get too deep into it because you haven't played the games, but like for me, the big thing about Mother 1 is that it is such a lonely game. you really do feel like the overwhelming inhospitality of growing up in sort of a kind of small, shitty American town where everyone's just trying to take advantage of you. No one's really ever trying to help. You're just sort of left wandering. And the spareness of that world, combined with its music, is just so great. And Magicant, I love. And mechanically, the game's actually pretty easy to get into because EXP transcends death. You don't go back. You don't lose any progress for dying. You go back to your last save point, but you retain all of your items and experience.
That's interesting.
So, which makes
it kind of feels like you're never going, like, it's not that there's going to be a wall that will stop you. It's that eventually you will be strong enough to do it.
Eventually you will be. You don't have to grind it all in Mother 1 unless you're reading a guide for exactly where to go and when. And it has a reputation as a grindy game. It's not really one. It's only one if you look at like a map, and because like most dungeons, you're not going to get through anywhere close on one attempt, but all of your deaths will sort of have a cumulative snowball effect where you gain both knowledge and just more character strength that will go across the game over.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, because I made a point of not using a guide because I hadn't played it in like 7-8 years. So I remembered some stuff, didn't remember a lot of the more complicated maps, and never had to grind a single time.
I gotta get into it then. Jesus.
Yeah, it's really good. And obviously, this isn't to take away anything from Earthbound, although it is to take away something from Mother 3. I think Mother 3 is overrated.
Damn.
Because I'd say I agree with what Drayson says. Most NES RPGs aren't actually that grindy if you aren't reading a map. I think the only kind of exception to that, but I feel sort of weird about it, is Dragon Quest 1. But the grind is also that game's like main loop. Is like you reach a new area, you need to get the money to get the new equipment so you can keep up with like the stat race. It's so mechanically simple that you kind of have to. Most of the time, but also like if you don't like it, you're not gonna like Dragon Quest because that's what it's about. That's not a fault in the game. That's what the game is.
The only Final Fantasy that I know explicitly kind of has no choice but to be a grind game is the DS remake of Final Fantasy 3.
Yeah, I can wait patiently to get to that one. I can tell you that.
It's okay. I'll link you the guide that I use.
Yeah.
It's very reliable. It tells you exactly the level range that you want to be in.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these RPGs are curved with the idea that players are going to explore. I would argue that in the case of Final Fantasy, a shocking amount of Final Fantasy games, like, levels just aren't that important.
Yeah, it depends on the game, I'd say. Levels are really important in like 6, because you can completely break the game if you're on top of your Esper management very quickly with level bonuses.
I was about to say, like, you were talking about how interesting it is that Mother 1 doesn't reset your experience when you die. Final Fantasy VI also does the exact same thing.
Huh. I did not know that.
It just isn't as noticeable because, like, Final Fantasy VI's main strength is in, like, your Esper management. Like, how well you can put together a team with your Espers.
I know that one of the tricks to Final Fantasy VI, if you really want to break it, is to try to low level the first portion of the game as much as you can. And then when you get the Espers, then your levels just start pouring in like crazy, and you can like cap all your stats like super quickly, which is really funny to think about doing. I would not do it because I'm not, you know, I'm never playing that game again because that game sucks. And if you disagree with me, then I don't know what to say. I just don't want to do the Strago Tower again. That's actually all it is.
The Strago Tower sucks, but like
I know how to do it now, and I could prep
yeah, you
for
just
it.
get a
but-
bunch of reflect rings and like it kind of becomes an easy climb.
Mhm. Yeah.
And also, if you're really petty and you're playing it on the Pixel Remaster, you just turn off enemy encounters.
Brino says
Who
you
gives a
don't
shit?
get the Esper level up increases if you get a game over. That's really sad.
Oh. Yeah, well then there you go.
But you
actually
still
get
got
punished.
the level up, so then you're going into the fight just stronger anyway. So it's
Yeah.
it's not because those I think the stats in that game all have soft caps
Also-
anyway.
Yeah, they do. Also, not to sound like a complete elitist snob, but Final Fantasy VI is just not a hard game. I'm sorry.
When I beat Kefka, all my characters were at full HP.
It's just not a hard game.
It's not.
I beat the entire game without grinding once on stream. As it
Yeah.
turns out, Setzer plus the Master Scroll plus the fixed dice can really mess up most endgame encounters. Because fixed dice can deal like thousands of damage, and the Master Scroll usually cuts your attack in half in exchange for you attacking 4 times in a row. But like it doesn't count. It doesn't work on fixed dice because fixed dice's damage output is scaled differently. So you can just deal thousands of damage 4 times per Setzer's attacking. Like you can just do that.
I am. Frick, I need to go beat Lightning Returns. I stopped playing
Yeah, you
Lightning
do.
Returns because of Rebirth, and then because of Dark Souls, and then because of Demon Souls, and then because of Bloodborne. I need to go back, and then Yakuza. I need to go back and actually play.
Only one of those games that you've named is a bad excuse to have stopped playing Lightning Returns.
Look, I don't know. Can I? I'm gonna ask chat this because I'm sure people here have played Yakuza, but I know you haven't. Am I wrong to say, Chad, is this an uncommon or a very commonly held view that Yakuza 1 or Yakuza Kiwami 1's combat is horrendous? It's terrible. The game is barely playable to a certain extent, unless you know, like, the cheese. But it's also awesome, and the game kicks so much ass, and it's amazing and beautiful. I do think I am a team Yakuza PS2 better than Yakuza Kiwami person, though, just because I think Majima Everywhere actually kind of low-key sells that game out a little bit. What weapon do I use in Bloodborne? Right now I'm using Ludwig's Holy Blade because I'm Squall.
Fuck yeah, you
So
are.
big, heavy sword and the Hunter's Pistol. I know it's a standard setup for the game, but I couldn't pass up using Squall. Because the whole point of Bloodborne is you shoot enemies to get critical hits, which is exactly like hit game Final Fantasy VIII with
Yeah.
Squall.
I forgot that they keep on putting in like a Moonlight Greatsword-esque thing and everything. Actually, if anybody here watches my my Dark Souls streams with Bopper, I am letting you all know ahead of time. The Moonlight Greatsword is not going to work out because I need to get like 18 levels worth of int now.
Yeah, it's not
just
happening.
to
That's a
use
new
it,
game
and
plus
then I'd have
weapon.
to- and then I'd have to like farm dragon scales in the Valley of Drakes in order to like upgrade it. It's not happening. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, New Game Plus Cloud can maybe do Moonlight Greatsword, but like fucking this ain't happening.
Kirkhammer the best. Ooh, Kirkhammer for Final Fantasy IV Sid Bloodborne.
Sid Bloodborne.
God.
The problem is like if we're gonna do Final Fantasy characters in Bloodborne, like we need to take advantage of the fact that like guns are like a fundamental element of this game.
Yes,
right?
but also you don't have to use just guns. There's also flamethrowers and shit. And I'm trying to think of which.
That sounds like an Edgar build, doesn't it?
Yes.
Saw Spear Edgar. That sounds like something.
Saw Spear Flamethrower Edgar.
And we can even justify using guns because he has an auto crossbow, and that's basically just a gun.
Oh, there's a repeating pistol in the game.
It sounds like Edgar.
It's Edgar.
Oh my god, Edgar Bloodborne.
What's his physical weapon?
He uses swords and spears.
Okay, yeah. Oh, you could use the stake driver, I think is one of the weapons. It's a trick weapon that is like a big spear but also has a gun on the end of it. Oh, that's what I should have done for Squall, because it's literally a gun blade. I didn't think about it. I was too focused on the shape of the weapon without thinking about the practicality of it. No! I had my chance and I blew it.
Brutal.
I could have been hard, but now I'm weak and gay. Shout out to whichever one of my haters just popped on the stream to hear that. Here he goes, being problematic again.
I love that we're quoting like a conservative politician's campaign slogan. Because
really
specifically because the issue
solid
that I had
and
with that political campaign is that on the one hand, incredibly memorable tagline, right? Like, don't be weak and gay, stay fucking hard. The problem is I've forgotten entirely who it is who made that campaign, for what position, and in what state. Like,
I think it was Missouri.
All of the relevant information that was like that you'd want like a political campaign ad to like retain. But man, that expression.
It's so great.
You can still get them in like Great Sword and DS2 with bonfire aesthetic and some skill. Interesting. Also, I like that your chat is semi-solid and bi.
Yeah.
It's so based of them.
My chat is always semi-solid.
Semi-solid and bi.
God,
I just want to play Dark Souls right now, Bob.
Okay, chat, if you want to know how bad the brain worms are, we were talking about which Pokemon are the equivalent of which Dark Souls weapons.
Oh god, we were!
That's how far gone we were. As we were trying to figure out which weapon Gen 2 Mischievous is, because Mischievous is unusable for the entire game, but can, at base, if you just catch it in Mount Silver, kill Red Snorlax with no investment. Because Nin figured that one out, because Nin's the GOAT. Yeah. And I think we went with what? I blank on it, but the King... Chicago. What the Chicago? That's Bloodborne. There's Doran's weapon in Demon Souls that you can get. Old King Duran's weapon. People are saying the Chicago. I believe that's the katana in Bloodborne, right? That you can only get after Forsaken Castle Canehurst. Which again, great area name. The Lightning Mace, the Tonitrus. The Tonitrus goes hard.
I don't think Mischievous is the Tonitrus though. Because
no, you get the Tonitrus too early. You can get the Tonitrus super early if you just get kidnapped into
Lantern.
Yeah. It literally is. What's the weapon that the Bloody Crow of Canehurst kills himself with faster than you can deal damage to him? God, it's so funny. Anybody that says these games are like hardcore and deathly serious have simply not been introduced to the majesty that is Ceaseless Discharge.
I can't, like, I got through Ceaseless Discharge and I was like, Boffer, there's no way that people are being honest when they say that these games are fucking, like, grim, morose, dark, like, super serious titles.
I do think it's amazing how just effortlessly they can jump between like new Londo sloshed rotten bodies on the floor that you're having to walk over, and then ceaseless discharge.
Yeah.
Ceaseless
Literally
discharge
jumps to try to kill you and then falls.
to his death. He slips. And I don't know. I feel bad for ceaseless discharge because the only reason he's in that position anyway is because he dropped his orange charred ring.
Ceaseless Discharge has such fucking, like... I already said this before, but it's worth repeating. Ceaseless Discharge has so much, like, Curb Your Enthusiasm energy.
Yeah.
It's so fucking funny. He drops his ring and it turns into a centipede demon, and it's dun 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 da 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 da.
Yeah. Yeah, Ceaseless Discharge's story is, like, sad, but it walks that line that makes a lot of From Software just really funny. Because there's a lot of sad stories in Dark Souls, and his is just particularly pathetic in a very comedy of errors kind of way.
Yeah.
First of all, you grave rob him without even knowing that you're doing it. Then he falls off a cliff to his death. After the only reason he has become Ceaseless Discharge and lived forever in pain is because he just slipped and dropped his ring that protected him from the fire. What a moron!
Oh my god. Is he the cipher of Dark Souls?
Ceaseless Discharge. What a great name, too. Ceaseless Discharge.
The direct Japanese translation is one that's continuously sore.
One that is continuously sore.
Yeah, I would be too after
I would.
Ceaseless
I
Discharge.
agree. Yeah. I have never not been sore after ceaselessly discharging. They know how. From Software knows how to name them: Ceaseless Discharge, Subterranean Shunning Grounds, the Loathsome Dung Heater. And even when the name itself is not particularly impressive, they nail it with some voice acting, like Sir Gideon Ofnir the All-Knowing, just getting screamed in your face.
Yeah.
Oh man.
God, weren't people like very, very mad about that one NPC in Elden Ring that you can hug and she like debuffs your maximum HP?
Yeah, you have to trade some of your max HP to get motion. No longer maidenless or motionless.
Yeah.
Truly innovative. Was I supposed to interact with with something?
I'm in new territory here.
Yeah. I never beat Emerald as a kid, just so everybody knows. So I'm sort of in new territory too. I beat Sapphire. Or came very close to it. I've never beaten Gen 3. I hope everybody knows that. I should have marked that this is my first ever playthrough of Gen 3, just so everyone knows.
I actually saw a tweet earlier today that's like, I refuse to believe that George R.R. Martin had anything to do with the production of Elden Ring. And
I saw that too.
It's like, but he did. Like, they said that he did. Like,
I don't. Well, the idea of the tweet was that it was just a marketing gimmick, like that he didn't actually do anything. They just said that he did, which
with his consent.
Yes.
So she's like, sure,
hey,
lie about
look,
me.
Could you
about
imagine?
Elden Ring?
He might have made more money off of that than all of Game of Thrones if he just let him put the name on it, and then it just so happened to be one of the best-selling games ever. I mean, talk about that. No, my actual favorite George R.R. Martin Elden Ring post.
For nothing?
I don't. Let me see if I can find it.
As far as I know, it isn't clear what exactly he contributed. I feel like there's at least a couple of women in Elden Ring that are wearing shoes. I think that that's probably at least definitely one of his major contributions to it.
Didn't he write the setting Bible or something? Probably. That's what I've heard. I've heard that.
Dang, this is not working.
Not millennia. Yeah, I would say that, like, from what I understand, the ones that he has, like, his contributions to Elden Ring are probably all of the women that are wearing shoes.
Why would Miyazaki have a woman not wearing shoes in his video game?
Are wearing shoes, not wearing shoes.
This is what I've always thought of with George R.R. Martin in Elden Ring.
Oh God.
It's on
where are you posting this?
On the stream
It's
itself.
on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I always think of. The fans, the Elden Ring like players really went above and beyond with the expanded note system in it. Now that, because in one of the big gimmicks in Elden Ring is that not only can you leave a note, you can leave little phantoms, like doing gestures and stuff, like somebody pointing off, like go that way, or jump here, usually by a bottomless cliff. So naturally, the most liked one in the game is the one in the Knights of the Round hub, of someone doing one of the gestures that makes it look like it's jerking off 2 suits of armor.
Nice. God.
He was very much in a producer role where he just sort of vaguely oversaw things.
I believe that, yeah.
Try holding with both hands. Humans really are a doomed species. I disagree. I have missed every attempted will-o-wisp. It's fantastic.
Oh shit, Kevin doesn't have any more,
Surf. Kevin's out of surf. What are we doing? Can't make up his mind.
If anything, he just made Twin Dog stronger.
Yeah.
Because he lost the intimidation stack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we are doing something wrong. That's the funniest dialogue of the game so far.
Big worry misled energy.
Were we mislead? No one interferes with Team Magma.
Honestly, now that Gamergate 2 is basically dead, like a lot of drama searching on Twitter has kind of lost its appeal.
Mm-hmm. Unless it's finding my haters.
Well, yeah, obviously.
That's always fun.
But like,
oh my god, get me out of here! I'm so out of stuff. I really hope I don't have a boss fight at the end of this. I'll just have to use all my other really strong Pokemon. Did Stellar Blade win or lose the Gamergate? I couldn't keep up with that one. The gamers gave up Stellar Blade, yeah.
Yeah, we won Stellar Blade in the divorce. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Without doing anything, to be clear.
Yeah, we did nothing, and it was just.
It
was just given to us.
Not to overly excite everyone who wants to be overly excited, because we're all hard and gay here, but it's getting to be about that time, actually, because it's summer break for me in less than a week, which means it's time to sit down and install Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn. I have never played an MMO, so I'm just thrilled. I'm over the moon about this. And everybody else is like, oh, it sucks. Realm Reborn sucks. You're going to have a bad time. And I'm like, I'm so ready for it. I'm so excited.
I think I like A Realm Reborn. People are mean about it. It's fine. It's just like it's a little bit more traditional MMO than I think people want, because like the whole appeal about Final Fantasy XIV is that it has a shockingly good story for an MMO, right? And like A Realm Reborn, a lot of that time is spent kind of just being a traditional MMO, and it's fine. Like it's a good time to like explore and appreciate the world and like slowly build into like a more dramatic conflict. It's just I don't know. I'm very I get very like touchy when people talk about like the Final Fantasy XIV story being bad. But a lot of that is
unironically, it gets good 150 hours in. I don't know. I'm excited for it. I've never played an MMO, so I'm excited, and I'm not gonna rush it either. I know people, it's gonna take 300 hours. It doesn't have to take 300 consecutive hours. It can take me like 300 hours over the course of like a certain amount of time. What would that look like? 300 hours divided by a very large amount. Oh wait, there's nothing. I can't do it. I have nothing left. FF14 does have a very good story for an MMO, and I don't consider that a compliment. I don't know. If I do it over the course of months and months, it's not really going to be that much. I mean, look, I beat Persona 5, and that took 120 hours.
I didn't know that you actually committed enough to beat it. Like...
Oh yeah, no, I beat Persona 5 is the only... I have thought of doing like a Persona video at some point just because of the gimmick I have for it, which is playing all the games in reverse order.
That'd be pretty funny.
So like... the real Persona 5 freak, like if I were the Persona 5 newbie, which I was, going backwards through the series, what would that look like? Because I have Persona 4 ready to go.
Well...
but I'm not playing it. I've had it for 15 years.
Yeah, I feel like I've made my thoughts on Persona 4 at least somewhat clear, right?
And I've made my thoughts on Persona 5 clear, which is that it's fine, but it goes on way too long.
I think that Persona 5 is probably the third best Persona game in the series. Behind the Persona 2 duology and Persona 3.
Yeah. I just want to play Persona 2, but I have to do the
God,
gimmick.
Persona 2 is so good though. I know that every time I bring it up, inevitably somebody goes, it sucks to play though, the combat's bad. And it's like, yeah, but that's irrelevant. Like, it is literally irrelevant. If you do just some very basic things, the game hands you personas for free that help you win the game. Like, you don't have to actually engage with it in any meaningful way if you really don't want to. And it's so good. Like, the games are so utterly unhinged.
Gaming discourse is just a circle. Yeah, we'll never escape the loop that we're in, because I'm sure the Persona discourse is all the same ad nauseum stuff too.
Yeah, Drayson, I think nails it. Good game to less good game to masterpiece to the literal best duology ever made to standard dungeon crawler. Except that I
Persona 2.
would argue.
I assume that's what that's about. Persona 2.
Oh no, that's the series. Persona 5 to Persona 4 to Persona 3 to Persona 2 to Persona 1. I would argue that Persona 1... I find Persona 1 charming. Persona 1 is almost unplayable.
Oh, if I were playing... Okay, that's the... Yeah, okay, I see what it is.
Yeah.
Me playing in my stupid order I came up with, which was just, backwards.
I would not afford Persona 4 personally the dignity of calling it a less good game. That's too much for Persona 4 in my opinion.
However, consider that is a technically true statement.
It is. It is a technically true statement. I am a bit of a Persona 4 hater. I say having beaten it like 3 times.
And
I'm about to take a big
probably
risk right
replay it
here.
soon. You'll be fine.
Because I have no moves left anyway, except for Will-O-Wisp, so... Let's see what this camera up decides to do.
Yawn, 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 yawn.
Yes!
Oh, amnesia
Yes! That works so well. I've gotten a lot of utility out of Curse.
works. Yeah. It goes hard.
It does. It's really powerful. We're less than a level and a half away from Bennett, away from Big Mouth.
From mouth.
Yeah. Mouth. Can't wait for Persona 1 as a finale hallway simulator for... Well, I thought about this. I don't know if anyone on the internet would be interested in me ever, like, streaming Final Fantasy XIV, which might help me, like, keep up with it.
Mm-hmm.
I have no intention to stream it to start it. Although
I'm sure that some people would.
Yeah.
You are you are YouTube popular after all.
This is true, somehow. Despite the greatest effort of all my traumatized haters, this is true.
I mean, honestly, you've always given me the ick personally, so...
Did something finally happen to that guy? Wait a minute, do I have to try to catch a Groudon here, chat? I didn't think I had to do that yet. I thought Kyogre...
No. You're nowhere near the Groudon.
Okay, because don't you do that, like, after at least 7 gyms? Groudon. Nothing could awaken you from your sleep bathed in magma. This blue orb is what you sought. The black materia, Groudon. Wasn't it?
Groudon.
I have brought you the blue orb.
The blue
It's
orb.
the wait, which one were the blue materias?
I'm waiting.
Is that like the linking ones, like
the
elemental
linking
and stuff?
Yeah.
And show me the full extent of your power.
Cloud. The 4 Lord Souls.
Cloud. Fill my
waiting,
Lord
Cloud.
vessel, Cloud.
Oh, look at that. Groudon's awake.
I wouldn't mind seeing you stream FF14, but be prepared for everyone in your chat to follow you around in the background. Hey, I've thought about that, though, like waiting till I get to like raid dungeons or something. That would be the time to stream so that everybody can follow along, but we'd all be on the grand adventure together. That would go.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Also, you're fighting another boss fight. You have no moves, Bopper.
No, that's okay. I've only drained my moves on 2 Pokemon. Oh shit.
Groudon died on his way to his home planet.
Now this is a big time strat right here. He lowered my attack, but then he swaggered me, which put my attack back to normal. But now I'm confused. But I'm still overheating. But no!
Ooh.
My big time strats, they didn't work. Get in there, trash bag. Groudon died on his way to his home planet.
Cloud, you have to go cross-breed Priscilla.
Priscilla Cloud. Oh, Painted World Sephiroth is going to go crazy.
I looked it up to compile a clean list of all the enemies that I have yet to all the like formal bosses in Dark Souls that I've left to beat.
It's 10, right?
It might not even be that many, is the thing. Like, let me see. Final total is...
Which Pokemon is Noctis?
Which Pokemon is Noctis?
Is there any crucified Pokemon?
Is there any
Like, is there
crucified
Crucifixion
Pokemon?
or something?
Crucifix. There's gotta be. That's
gotta be one,
be a
right?
Digimon, though.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like,
There's a
respectfully,
Yu-Gi-Oh! There's a
that's
censored Yu-Gi-Oh!
Digimon.
card, too. Camerupt, Camerupt.
That's
Get in there,
bad-
Trebek.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't put Flunkifer in there.
Christion's the newest
Christ.
evolution.
What type is Christion?
Yeah. Oh god, 4 times weak to surf goes hard. I love it.
The Crobat.
Ghost type.
Oh my god.
Ghost fairy type. Let's see. Crobat.
Right.
Crobat.
Oh, no Thunderbolts.
No thunder. It's fine. He'd probably kill me anyway because it's Crobat and he's super fast.
Yeah. Hoenn Land of the slow bulking mixed attackers.
I love... There are, like, people... Okay, the lack of a physical special split, sure, it sucks. But, like, the Hoenn Pokemon really are built around it, I think. They all just have... Oh.
Shit.
Not
You're
good.
getting swept. You're getting swept. You're getting swept.
Am I gonna get swept by Crobat? Jesus.
Oh my god. Oh my god, it's happening.
Why is this mouths only when Shuppet's on the team? Because Shuppet's gonna evolve into Banette, who has a great mouth. That zipper mouth is, it's interesting.
Yeah. Alright, so, I have 8 bosses left.
Okay.
For Dark Souls 1. Crossbreed Priscilla, Dark Sun Gwendolyn, Gaping Dragon, Wind Lord of Cinder, Artorias the Abyss Walker, Black Dragon Calamite, Manus Father of the Abyss, and Sanctuary Guardian.
Okay.
Of these, the only ones that I know anything about is I know a little bit about the Artorias fight, and I am vaguely aware of Gwyn, Lord of Cinder being the final boss of the game.
Mhm.
Oh, and I've beaten Gaping Dragon before.
Oh my god.
Everything else, one of these is probably the guy in the arbitrarily long hallway, but I don't know which one, or what context, or where to find him outside of, I guess, Anne Orlando. But
I'll have to do. Well, we'll have to walk you through that one.
that's fair.
You played through Emerald several times before you knew about physical and special being tied to type. Oh, I mean, as a kid, we didn't know any of this.
Yeah. Back when I was a kid, my most robust strategy was like going, oh, you know, this Pokemon is a water type. I should make sure to have like a strong water type move on it.
We told Maxie that
I didn't even
Heat
think I had
today.
that much. It was just like it's good when you have a lot of different Pokemon type attacks because the only thing that matters is dealing super effective damage.
yeah, that was me as a kid, and it worked out, you know, because I managed to
It
beat
is-
platinum.
It is the thing that the game like teaches you. Like the one thing that the game teaches you more than anything else is like do super effective damage.
Yeah. I bet there was an item in that room, but I gotta go back and check.
FF15 expert here. Noctis is that Betamon that's a doll with a stake through its heart. Did the dad put that stake in his heart?
Single player is a different game from multiplayer. Yeah, it's funny, right? Because most of the kind of critique I see of single player and like advice for how you should build Pokemon, a lot of it is like really multiplayer brained. And if it's really multiplayer brained in single player, that means it's really sweaty.
No, listen, you have to put Stealth Rock out immediately.
Immediately. Stealth Rock.
It's your opener.
I would do Stealth Rock as an opener because it's tough, but you know, it's not that big of a deal. Mawile isn't
like-
OU, can it? God, the most annoying
why do you
thing
think
is
every time you get a new Pokemon, I look it up on Smogon to tell you how mid it is?
moves and strategies that are basic and invaluable in competitive Pokemon are literally slot wasters in the story. Yeah. Protect strats. I'm so glad we have Shark Mouth now.
No, listen, it's
Are-
it's good strategy. I need Swords Dance and Baton Pass.
The most annoying shit in the whole wide world is when I get... Look, no disrespect to... Actually, I guess a ton of disrespect because I'm calling it out. To, like, people that leave comments like this on my video. I'm not going to put it on the screen because I'm not going to call it out. My Onyx video just got a a big wall of text comment that I vaguely looked at that was like, Onyx is not that bad. All you have to do is, and then it was like 7-8 paragraphs describing how to make Onyx really good and competitive post Gen 5. And I'm like, did you see the title of the video?
Scope on that one.
Is this like when the time travelers like go back to like the Planet of the Apes? Like, I don't what's happening here. People getting on my case over Gen 5? I have never said a word about Gen 5.
Not yet.
Not yet. I've streamed it, but or I've
now
streamed
I guess
parts of it.
you're obligated to, when you do Gen 5, go, well,
Am I?
well,
by
I
the
guess
way,
Onyx is good now.
By the way, chat, if you haven't seen it, check it out because the new Pokemon video. There, Welmer, leap out of the water. The new Pokemon video is available for early access on patreon.com/bootybopper. For $5 a month, you can go watch it. And for $1 a month, you can help me quit my job. There's the plug for today. But that video is going to come out in a few days.
Everyone
probably like
go
5 days.
To the Bopper's Patreon.
Yeah. It's my longest video yet.
Yes.
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 Yay. Yay. It's 1 hour and 15 minutes long.
You're fucking gaming.
I am. And Starry's Light, all caps, that video bangs. I think, personally, it is significantly better than the Onyx video.
Onyx is not that bad. You just gotta give him a gun.
Yeah.
Honestly, Onyx is not that bad. Listen, all you need to do is you need to drop 3 X attacks. The 3 X.
Do what I did to beat the first gym in this game.
It's easy. 3x speeds, 3x attacks, bind spam, Gen 1 Onyx done. Easy.
I don't have Trico, so I literally can't do that part to the right. Chad, is there anything good in the behind this cut tree that I'm gonna want or need? Because I feel bad not doing it. We put so much effort into that video. Yeah, it was like I was expecting it to be in the can, and then we kept looking at it, and we're like, okay, let's put like more work into it. It was way unsustainable, but I spent like 4 hours just exporting overlay images. Oh, wow. Not only do I need Trico for this, I need it for this NPC. I can't do anything down here without Trico.
Onyx is great when you switch him after you switch him out. For me too.
I liked how many unhinged and seemingly unrelated points you drop on top of each other in the Gen 1 video, but I also love how laser focused the Gen 2 was. Yeah, the Gen 1 video is very unfocused. I mean, by design. It's all over the place, but I don't know. I'm excited about the Gen 2 video to come out.
Yeah, I hope it'll do well. I believe in it.
It's where we get to find out, am I gonna get both Pokemon haters and Fire Emblem haters? That's where we're gonna find out.
Oh my god. It's a legend.
Yeah. That would be so horrible, right? Duskull! Gen 2 did hit us with Gen 3 with these cool ghost types. I'm excited for Gen 4. In Gen 4, I do plan to use Mischievous because of Mismagius. Oh my god! Oh, didn't do shit. I love Mischievous. Every time I looked at the Mischievous sprite in Gen 2, I was like, I love this Pokemon. I cannot wait to use Mismagius in Gen 4.
Hell yeah.
We're 1 level away from Mouth. Our Mouth team... Mouth! This team is almost a fully operational battle station because it's about to, once we hit level 37, we'll have the net, then it's just getting explode. I think it's level 41 on Crybaby is what we need.
God, we're almost done, and then that's it.
Yeah, we'll have
Nothing
the full
else
team.
to do in the game.
Yeah, we'll have to just quit the game. I don't know what the final movesets are going to be, but I'm going to need something with Earthquake. Please. Please. There better be an Earthquake TM somewhere in this stupid game.
I mean, there's bound to be, right?
Yeah, there has to be. The Gen 3 video, though, I can already tell everybody that the video that I inevitably do over Gen 3 is where any momentum that I may have with Pokemon videos will go to die. Because my vision for the Gen 3 video is not what Pokemon fans crave.
Is it just going to be about mouths?
It is not going to be about mouths, sadly. Although it should be.
God, unsubscribed. Jesus.
Yeah. They're going to be so mad. Like, why is this guy spending 10 minutes looking at Monet paintings? What a hack.
That's great, though.
Because I just want to go crazy deep into the water era of games.
Yes.
So much
See, that's
water.
What I'm here for, so
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
I guess we'll see what my bills look like that month, but maybe I'll make it 2 separate videos. Here's for the hardcores.
The hardcores is just talking about, like, what?
The-
Fucking... meta, like... OU Gen 3 meta or whatever? I don't
No,
know.
I'm going to refer to there's going to be the hardcore and the casual half of the Gen 3 video. The casual half is going to be the part that's all about like the gameplay and the stats and the move sets. and the hardcore half is going to be the part about Monet and Wind Waker and Dredge and Final Fantasy X.
Honestly inspired.
There has to be a whole section on Feebas. I'd have to actually catch the Feebas is the problem. But Feebas is fascinating.
Just plugging your your player ID into a database or something. I'm sure that somebody has it fixed.
You know, that's a good question, chat. Is there a way to, like, find out what the 6 spots are? Because it probably uses something in the code like that. Or is it just purely... Like, it can't just be purely random. It's got to be picking and pulling something else out of the code, right? It has to be.
Yeah. I think it actually has something to do with, like, the things that you tell the trend person on, What's-His-Face Island.
I don't know. We'll have to find out, but... Estimating maximum mouth circumference from pixel count and official heights in the Pokedex. The whole video, which Gen 3 Pokemon has the biggest mouth.
Yeah. See? You're getting it.
2 tiles are based on ID, says one. Okay, so that makes it easy, actually, then. We only needed 1 tile based on ID.
Yeah.
But we get 2. But
Well,
now how do
there
we
you go.
figure that out?
It's easy. I'm sure there's got to be a database. I'm sorry. Like, I don't want to be, like, an utter killjoy on this one, but, like, come on.
Footprint, you mean mouth print? Ugh.
Mouth print.
Ooh, Pelipper's
Sorry.
coming out.
Oh, good for...
It's good for Twit Dog.
I was gonna say, good for him.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, no. He to they.
You there?
Ooh. Shuppet's pretty fat. Is this it? Is this level 37? It's gotta be.
Oh my god, please.
Yes!
Please. Mouth.
Mouth. It's time for mouth. Finally. Feint attack. I don't think feint attack's any good. 60. Draw foes. It always hits, but there's literally all of these moves are good that I have. So get rid of that feint attack crap. We don't need dark coverage. That's what we have Kevin for. Mouth on. Yes, here we go.
Twit Dog is evolving. Yes.
Yeah. Mouth.
That's incredible. It's time.
Finally. Shuppet went from really bad to really good really fast somehow.
He's got that dog in him. I don't know what to tell you.
There's nothing else to say.
Yeah.
We now are just waiting on Exploud. We're here. Like the team is. We've arrived.
Yeah.
Now the question is,
xCloud, where are you?
what is the next gym psychic type?
Which ones have you done so far?
I've done the first 6. So the next gym is 7. I think it's psychic. I think it's Tate and Liza.
Yeah.
Oh my god, these stats are actually. Oh my god, what the fuck? We are bulkier by quite a bit than Loudred. I know that's going to change with Exploud, but that's just funny. I would have thought
That
Banette
is
would be.
Little frail.
Yeah, but about as bulky as Mawile.
That's impressive.
Yeah, Mawile sucks. Sharpedo's defensive stats are hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, it's deserved though.
Yeah,
Like,
at least pretty fast, so...
yeah.
I'll be honest, says Eric. This is one of the most distressingly horny Pokemon I've ever seen. Can you tell me on Cerebi.net what level Loudred evolves at? I believe it's 41, but I don't know if I want to power that. Like, if it's 41, I don't know if that's worth powering Loudred just
here.
past everyone else.
40.
It's 40. Okay, that's worth just power grinding for.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, like this is a great fight, because this is going to be 5 fairly weak Pokemon that are evolved, so they're going to give really good EXP. Yeah. We should get a full level from this fight at least.
No! Hyper Potion, you fucking coward.
What's the thing within... Oh, that's what the thing is with Endeavor.
Yeah.
Endeavor match.
I think it
matches
I think
the
it's
HP.
yeah.
I still have no good way to deal with Magneton. It's a great even out after all this time. It still freaks me out.
It's fine. All you have to do is get it to fall asleep, and then you sweep it with Pelipper,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, Pelipper or Kevin.
Yeah.
I forget, does Steel resist Dark?
I honestly can't remember.
Well, we'll use that free switch from Yawn. That's not what? Oh, you got the second. Okay. Damn. Okay, this is great. You have.
You do have
now.
overheat now.
Oh, that's right.
Right.
Well, Kevin one shots because Kevin
Yeah,
is Kevin.
It didn't matter. We love in this house. We love Kevin.
We'll use overheat on this shift tree. Shift tree fully evolved? I think so. Because that's... What is shift tree the fully evolved form of? Shroomish?
C-Dot.
C-Dot.
Yeah.
Shroomish becomes some other stupid asshole, but I don't remember who.
Sherman's becomes Breloom.
Mmm. Ooh, Trapinch. Get in there, Kevin.
It's Kevin time.
We love Kevin. Well, the EXP did not go to Crybaby as much as I would have liked it to, but this still works, I think.
It's fine enough.
We'll
right?
hit, as long as we can hit Exploud before Gym 7, before Tate and Liza, I'll be okay. Oh, this is our first time with Banette. Like, getting to use Banette. Let's see what happens.
Yes. Let's do it.
The zipper mouth really is, Eric was correct in his assessment, I do believe.
Yeah.
All right, Braxton. All right, we jumped down. There's no way back up.
Yeah. Are you ready?
Yep. Now I'll have to just fly out of here. Too bad the bag is full. Oof.
Oh.
That is
I
no
forgot that
good.
limited inventory is still a thing in Gen 3.
Yeah, isn't it great?
It's so good.
Huh, not more limited now anymore. Okay, who do I want? Kevin is still, like, behind on levels. Now I'm resorting to the way I played as a kid, which was keep everybody equal level.
I mean, you need to get Crybaby to 40 though. is the
I
problem.
do, yeah. So I'm sort of min-maxing. Crybaby will be my highest level, and then Kevin is the second. As my lowest level will be out there's my other one. Fernando and Alberto.
Fernando and Alberto. Beautiful.
So good.
I love
Let's-
them.
We're gonna try. Overheat.
You know what? Controversial take. I ship them. There you go.
You think that's what they were? That's why they were out here, just in this like hidden route that's not inaccessible.
Yeah.
This
There
was
you go.
their. This was their time.
I ship it. You're all welcome.
Hard and gay.
Hard and gay.
Fernando and Alberto. All right, who else is here? Ooh, Loudred. Hey,
Oh hey, that's cute.
that's way too
I think
much
that's
mouth.
cute.
That they're
We're-
mimicking
listen,
me.
This is a peak
they're
mouth
laughing at
experience. Are
me.
you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Look at how many mouths are on the screen right now. This is
This
what
is-
you should be like searching for.
Yeah, this is a lot
Don't
of
you
mouths.
don't you get it?
God,
We're
I probably should
we're
have crunched
achieving
Loudred.
Gen 10 Pokemon Hard and Pokemon Gay.
That would be so good. We need it. Someone get Game Freak on the line. I mean, they are called Game Freak, so Game Freaky. I want them on. We need it.
I mean, rip to the people who get Pokemon Hard, but I am a Pokemon Gay for life.
People who get Pokemon Hard are going to be so mad at how much better Pokemon Gay is.
God, I'm just trying to imagine them being like doing like a press release. And it's just like, yeah, the next generation of Pokemon is going to be Pokemon Hard and Gay.
Well, how about
Please
this?
Look forward to it.
They're going to have to do what From Software did to Sony with Demon Souls. They're just going to have to lie to Nintendo during every developer meeting and just completely act like they are not releasing game. Sir, we are not releasing a game called Pokemon Hard and Gay. That is not what's coming out next. Bopper, your next game should be all the hardest and gayest Pokemon in the party. Well, my next run is kind of that because we are... we're doing Fire Red and Leaf Green, Becklin. Me and Zero Kim
Oh
Chess.
shit.
Yeah, because we're going in order of all the games. I'm playing all
Holy
these games in
shit.
order. So Fire Red and Leaf Green are next.
Brutal.
And we're not going to play both on stream. Zero Kim Chess is going to play, or X or X-Man. I'm never sure how many people actually know the name change, but
I
gonna
didn't know the name change actually.
yeah, X or
but-
X-Man is Zero Kim Chess.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I never asked about why, but why the name
Eh.
changed because
Fair enough. It's
what
not
the
your-
ins-
it's
what the
not
inspiration
anyone's
it's what
business. It's not anyone's business. Like
it's my business.
it's
Um,
fair enough, I guess. God, coming in hot with the no, it's mine.
it's my business. Yeah. The no, he's gonna play he's gonna play one of them, and I'm gonna play the other on stream, and it's gonna be Riz Red and Goon Green, so it is gonna be hard to play. So, But I'm not gonna make the call myself. I am gonna, and I'm probably gonna put that. No, Kevin, Kevin,
Kevin.
not Kevin.
Poor Kevin.
Gen 10 is Pokemon gay and straight. The Gen 10 remakes are hard gay and soft straight. Oh, we will
Holy
reach that point
shit.
though. Oh, this sucks. We will be old enough one day to see the Gen 10
gonna be
remakes.
discourse. Yeah, there's gonna be discourse about fucking. I didn't like how they remade Soft Straight. Like, this is just not.
Soft straight really sold out the original.
Yeah.
Um,
I hate this.
I don't.
Hard and gay. Hard and gay sounds like a fucking JoJo stand.
It does. I think, you know, I'm gonna, and by the way, just so everybody knows, I am gonna poll the Risen Goon team. So I'm gonna put the
Yeah.
final stage evolution of every Gen 1 Pokemon on there, and
Also-
everyone's just gonna, you're just gonna rank them by from Riz to Goon on that binary scale.
John Francis, I in fact did get Pokemon Shield.
So Drayson says no one ever bought blue when red existed. Here's the wild thing about that, right? Blue is my favorite color, but Pokemon Red, the red just goes way harder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I got red and yellow.
actually,
then I
wait, we need to go to Lily Cove. Go on. You got red, yellow.
I got gold and crystal. I accidentally, I somehow got both Ruby and Sapphire because I got Ruby and then I lost my copy of Ruby and then I just took my brother's copy of Sapphire, I think, and never gave it back.
Mm-hmm.
I got Pearl and Platinum. I got White and Black 2.
Mm-hmm.
I got Pokemon X in Gen 6. Oh, right, and the remakes also. I got Leaf Green, I'm pretty sure. And I got Heart Gold. I got Alpha Sapphire.
Mm-hmm.
I got Pokemon Sun. No, I got Pokemon Moon only. Fuck off, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I never got those. I never got a straight answer from anyone. Every single time I'm like, you know, is Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon like a sequel, like Black and White 2?
I've never
Or
gotten a straight answer either.
Are they just like expanded versions like Emerald and Platinum and whatnot? And the answer seems to be like, well, they did change the story, but it is sort of kind of just like a rehashing of the original game again. I don't know. They're the same game with some story changes and a post game. That's just so weird. That's so weird.
Yeah, I didn't play. I skipped Black and White 2. I didn't play those. Those are the only Pokemon games. And I guess if you count Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon as different, those Black and White 2 and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon is the two that I've not played any of at all.
Mm-hmm. And then I got Shield, and then I got Violet.
No, they're robbing the submarine.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh, not you again.
I couldn't get. I could not put it together to beat Pokemon Moon. I think I've beat every other generation of Pokemon except for Black 2 and Moon.
Yeah, I beat. At this point now, the only gen. Let's see. I have not completed Gen 5 or 3. Those are the only two left. Because I never beat these as a kid because I'm too stupid. Or was too stupid.
You're too soft and gay.
I was.
You're too gay and weak.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I'm gonna be right back. I hope to beat Gym 7 today.
Yeah. How are you all doing, chat? Are we all staying fucking hard? I'm really sorry that this is what the discourse has turned into. I fell asleep. Hey, honestly, goals. I'm very tired. Stream is making me loopy. Hard and gay is like, again, it just sounds like a JoJo stand at this point.
The stream is making me loopy, says Lord Pent. That seems to be a common effect.
Who would win? Who would win in a JoJo fight? Soft and wet or hard and gay?
Did someone in chat ask that, or was that your concoction
me,
in your
I'm
brain?
sorry.
Okay. Oh god, we'll have to ask the Missouri State Attorney's Office what they think. Oh god. Okay, where do I have to go?
I'm gonna show up to that woman's debate during her campaign explicitly just to ask the question of who would win in a fight, soft and wet or hard and gay.
Where do we go now, chat? That I have where do I have to chase them to? Now that they're trying to go for Kyogres, since we have to do both evil villains in Emerald.
Oh, it's the Lily Cove Cave, isn't it? You surf out there and like, yeah, you surf out into the shallows and it's in there, isn't it? The Aqua Hideout?
Like, is that here in this city?
Cove? Or is that
like,
Moss Deep? It might be Moss Deep. No, it is the Lily Cove Hideout. Yeah. Go to the coast. Go to the beach.
Okay.
Go to the beach that makes you old. Go,
yes.
Buffer.
Okay, so where this one dude's playing with his Whelmers.
Yeah. It's
Oh, I see it.
Yeah. It's literally just there. The secret hideout.
Their secret hideout has a big door. I mean, not that I could find it, but like if I had the same eyeball, if I had the eyeballs of the character, right, I would have seen it because it was just right there.
Yeah.
He's playing with his what now? All right, these dumb morons don't know what they're about to do. They're about to evolve us into a full mouth.
Yeah. It is precariously close to mouth time.
Oh, we're so close. I don't like they're using Poochyena though. Like, we need some real experience. We have about, like, that's only 10% of the way there. That was a whole fight. We have like 3,000 EXP to go.
Good lord.
I took a loss for my team, but I did my job. Did a shit job.
Yeah, your job sucks. You should feel bad.
Oh man, you can't run in here like you could in Magma because Magma was a cave and this one's a fucking building.
No!
Oh! What is this, Gen 4 now? Get me out of here.
Shit, one of my monitors just went out.
Oh no, it's one of these? Okay, we started by going left. We got to keep that in mind. We went left. Will the tide of history force us to go right? We'll find out. Enemy team Pokemon are so pathetic. It's not nearly as bad in this game as it is in Gen 2. I mean, at least Carvana. I mean, hey, it's like different.
Yeah, there's novelty there.
Yeah.
Ah, there it is. Okay, good. We're back. Oof.
I don't want to get rough-skinned.
I'm
That was a
sorry.
switch.
Respectfully, that sounds filthy. Like,
What? I don't want to get rough-skinned?
yeah. that sounds fucking filthy, man.
Hey, it's not my fault that that's what they called it. I just say what they say.
Yeah. It's not my fault that they're fucking.
They're freaky. It's not me.
It's not my fault that they're too busy being hard and gay.
Hey, they're asking me if I prefer Magma or Aqua. Was it the remakes of these games? Was it like Omega and Alpha Sapphire that went like really crazy on the redesign outfits? I seem to recall that.
There's also like a significant horny factor going on that one.
Do they've got? I can't remember vaguely. I remember very vaguely. Don't they have like? I don't
Maxie
remember
and
how.
Archie are gay for each other. You are actually right, Starry. Yeah.
Okay.
They're participating in the time-honored tradition of toxic yaoi. Please respect this please respect them at this time.
I think they actually got majorly buffed going into Emerald 2. I finished a Ruby playthrough for the first time the other day, and I don't think there was a fully evolved Pokemon in the entire base. Ugh. This is about to be miserable. Get Kevin out of here with Twit Dog. Remake Shelly is something else. See, now I have to look it up. Because it's been so long since I played them. Alpha Sapphire Shelly. Oh yeah, that's unbelievably horny. I wonder what was going on at Game Freak. They were rated E for everyone, rated 6+. It's actually
6+?
funny, but like I had to scale my expectations down to like Pokemon, right? Because you know, otherwise I would have been like, well, you know, for a Fire Emblem Heroes character, this is like the most prude shit I've ever seen. They were cooking. That's what they were doing. The 3DS games got weirdly horny from what I remember within the confines of an E-rated video game.
God.
MGBA just froze up. I gotta make sure to save.
Yeah, I lost you for a moment there.
Did not lose the stream at least.
Yeah, no, the stream still seems on. You just kind of had a hiccup, it seems.
Uh-oh. Nope, the controller's doing that thing. Oh, shit.
Quickly, save state, save state!
You're right. File.
No one cares about the legitimacy of the run.
Save one stated. And it, okay. Whew. I got the save state in time.
Oh, thank God.
I'll just have to re-up.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
There you go.
Twit Dog, the Punch Ghost is too strong for MGPA.
All I want is Exploud before we get out of here.
Yeah.
I feel like I definitely... Oh, I was about to freak the fuck out, and then I remembered, oh, it was a save state. Phew.
It's back up for me.
Yeah. Level 36, Kevin.
Level 36, Kevin.
It's amazing what you can get away with as long as it's not actually a bikini. Well, I don't think that's actually true because Fire Emblem Heroes is 6+. And then when I got put through the ringer of everyone sending me all the different crazy designs from Fire Emblem Heroes, I was like, damn, this is like actually like if this came out like on console way back, it would have been rated M, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's actually crazy. I shouldn't care about.
There would be like a passionate like movement about like, I don't know, inducting children into the world of pornography by looking at Fire Emblem Heroes characters.
I mean, it inundates you to the fucking room of get a job, like.
Yeah.
That's
I say looking at my phone with the persistent voice in the back of my head.
It's like re-download it. Get it. Go get it.
Just get it. And it's just like, no, I don't want to end up on I don't want to end up on the watch list. Like
the watch list when you pull, who was it, Bridal Sonic-y or something that they did years ago.
Hot tub bathhouse Sakura. That one, I think that one was the one that's like, come on, like this is not appropriate.
This is the FBI went to intelligence systems and said, we have a guy We just need that last bit to get him. Like, that's what happened there.
Anything on Google Play Store is 6+ if it makes enough money.
Hey, grind set, right? Dum bump a dum bump
Like,
bump.
I remember the amount of people when the bridal Sonic-y thing happened that were just kind of like, oh, you know, she's just like playing dress up, right? Like, it's just...
I'll never forget poor Mecha being taken through the ringer by Gooners for making a video about how bridal Sonic-y is horrible.
God.
Is level 40 too much to
Why
ask for? I just want it.
Why do people... I don't know. Feels like Mecha gets often, like, a really raw deal in a lot of these things.
I've realized that once you pass a certain, we'll call it size, that you start to just get a raw deal.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I don't know where it comes from. Cut above the grunt.
Cut above the grunts.
Let's see. Is he gonna pulverize me? Let's see.
Just send out
a. Oh wait, those is actually an admin. His name's Matt. Oh, Mighty Anna.
Oh,
okay.
Mighty Anna, daring
wow.
today, aren't we?
Hey, wait, but I think this Mighty Anna is what sends us over the top.
Oh my god!
into
Oh my
mouth.
god! Oh my god! Mouth!
It's mouth! It's big mouth time.
Translation team inserted a line for release, but never played Birthright. Did Sakura get the same treatment?
I don't know, but
they
nothing
never
is
draw attention to her age explicitly.
like the adult you technically are.
Yeah. For some reason, they felt the need to say that with Elise. For some reason, they didn't feel the need to say that with Sakura. I don't know why.
The adult you technically are is still one of the craziest things I've ever heard.
People, like, the thing that I think drives me wild is, like, people will dunk on Tsubasa Oribe, 18 years old. But, like, I'm pretty sure that her age in, like, the original Japanese is only, like, 17. And also, like, the game isn't, like, the game doesn't have a romance mechanic.
Yeah. Now, aging up was still the correct thing to do, but
along with removing her vagina bones, of course. But
where did my vagina bones go?
It's important to
we hit level 40. We
get
did it.
rid of. Yeah, I just looked it up on the Wikipedia. She is just 17 in the Japanese version.
Tsubasa Oribe, 18 years old, though, will never be as funny as the adult you technically are.
Yeah.
Who has ever said a sentence like that unless they're speaking into a microphone? You're not wiretapped, are you? Hayato.
Oh god, Hayato.
Oh yeah, because you can like marry Hayato to like Camilla and shit, right?
Yeah. No, he can't marry Camilla. Camilla can only marry from the Bushido side, Ryoma and Leo, or not Leo, Takumi.
Wait, here it is. It's what we've all been waiting for. Mouth. Please. Now I never have to get another sprite again. I need that mouth. Give me that mouth.
Mouth.
Oh, this is gonna be so big.
Mouth-mageddon.
Oh yes, finally.
Yes.
The Uber mouth.
That is a fucking mouth.
Do you have any idea
that is
how
shit.
long I've been waiting for this kind of mouth?
The mouth Pokemon.
Finally.
Bopper, any opinions on the show Big Mouth?
Nope.
Yeah, me neither. That show happened, and I'm sure that it existed. Like,
I'm sure that it's not good.
people were hired and spoke into microphones and animated pictures and produced it. I believe all of these things to have happened.
You have said so many true things just now. How are you so right all the time?
How could you say something so controversial and yet so brave?
I'd think the show sucks too if I worked on it, probably.
Yeah.
Ooh, hyper beam.
Ooh. Shooting from his mouth, the hyper beam. Oh.
150 power is crazy. I mean,
The
we get rid of
problem is that
Howl,
there's
right?
nothing to get rid of, I guess.
Like, hyper beam is cool. Like, we just got to use it. It's cool. It's single player.
It goes hard, right?
Yeah. It's single player. No one's going to punish me for using it.
Yeah.
Because now it's, what, 275 base power with
Bopper,
stab?
you ruined the meta. Bopper, you're...
Or not 275, 225. I ruined the
Bopper,
meta.
you haven't really beaten Gen 3 now.
Was that it?
My favorite elitist BS thing. Just like, you haven't really beaten Elden Ring if you...
You cheated the game, you know.
Yeah.
There was
Not
this
only
one down
cheated the
here I
game,
didn't get.
but
I
you
didn't
cheated
do.
yourself. Find the Master Ball.
Good thing I'm still exploring then. The Master Ball's in here. Oh shit.
So,
We went left. We started left. We went left, middle. Left, middle, left, middle. Oh, back to the left. Okay, so it's definitely left. So you go left, middle,
right,
left,
maybe?
and then left
And
again.
then skip one, yeah.
Yeah!
Ooh.
That was gamer right there. Oh, fuck. Here we go.
Bopper, you fucked up. See, this is not even fair. Like this game doesn't even let you know that this is a mimic.
Yeah, we can't watch it breathe.
Part of me really genuinely wants to see if I can make a video that's just Pokemon is exactly like Dark Souls.
I mean, you're not wrong. Yeah, that's what I was waiting for.
Dark Souls is the Pokemon of action games.
It is.
That would be the title of my video.
I'm gonna guess. Oh, is the other one a mimic? I don't know. Let's find out. It is a mimic.
Well, I can't see its chain, so.
Yeah, it must have been. Quick, throw Lloyd's talisman on it. Good luck, idiot.
Oh no, you've cut his offense. Now Explode will deal less damage.
Explode is going to deal a lot less damage to me. This is so bad. If you really want to make sure the target dies, teach Crybaby Explosion through the move tutor. I think I'll go do that.
Yeah. I like the Crybaby can blow himself up.
Yeah.
Like it's hard.
That is insane. Gotta do it, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Watch now me not be able to get back up to the top. Okay, I did get back up to the top.
Yeah, you're lost. I'm sorry, Bob.
Then that's when I get lost.
It's fucking Jover for you.
I can advance the story now, I think. I think that cleared everything. Getting that.
Honestly, do you even want to advance the story at this point? You've gotten everything you need.
Yeah. Should I just quit now and go make the video?
That's it? Could you imagine? Could you imagine?
I mean, that's part of the point in the Gen 2 video, right? Is that there was always some shit, because of the way the level curve worked, there was just always some shit I still needed for team building. I'm not even to Gym 7 yet. And I'm done.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Welmer's gone. The Welmers are finally gone, so...
At this point in time, it's a cakewalk.
Yeah. Now we get to the point where, like, Well, now we also have a ton of optional content that's opened up because
it's the last few chapters of Fire Emblem Engage.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, the game's
just,
over now.
Just
I guess.
have to kind of
like...
do it now. Okay, so now's the fun part, right? Because we have Moss Deep. I think that's where Gen 7 is. We have routes 105, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can obviously go then back this way to Pacifilog. I mean,
Actually,
we have
you can't, because the currents won't.
Oh,
go
that's right.
that
That's
way.
right.
Yeah.
But I can explore all of this, I believe.
Yeah.
This will go.
But do you want to get the gym done, or how much longer are you planning on streaming?
Oh, this is probably it, right? This has been 4 hours.
Jesus, it has, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So I was gonna say I can keep going for a little longer, but like I do eventually have to make dinner, and I'd stream tonight, and you know.
You have to think about Dark Souls.
I have to think about Dark Souls. I've spent, you know, a healthy, normal amount of time thinking about Dark Souls. It's just like a regular 3 hours a day.
Yeah.
You know. Just
Welcome
a
to the
normal
club.
number.
It's good to have you.
I like that, like, I've basically finished my build in Dark Souls. Like, I have Cloud's broadsword. I guess I could get his greatsword to plus 15.
Which we've got to do, yeah.
I was actually gonna I was thinking of maybe just grinding for it off stream, just to, you know, as
What,
like a
to get the chunks?
Just making it.
Oh
up
no,
to
no, you'll get
chat
the
for not
chunks.
doing Moonlight.
The chunks will come. There's enough
Okay.
fixed spots in what's left in the game.
Then I won't worry about it.
I think next time I'm gonna clear out these routes though.
You have to understand, I'm constantly trying to find an excuse to play more Dark Souls.
Yeah, well then.
I'm like an addict. I'm out here just like, no, it's fine. I'll just, like, I could just do one more. Like, I could just do something else. Like,
I am gonna be trying to do a Soul Level 1 of Demon's Souls remake when I have to get footage for it. So.
yeah.
Which just because that one's gonna be easy, I think, but easy-ish. But well, with that, I think it's time to bow out because next time, actually gonna set sail on the open sea finally and go into the water part of the map, which I'm excited for. Why do I have 19 notifications on Twitter?
Don't worry about it.
Why do I have that many? I didn't do anything this time.
What did you do this time, Popper?
I said come watch the stream.
Problematic. I knew there was something wrong with that guy.
Oh God. All right. Well. Okay, it's nothing.
Giving me the ick.
Yeah. I have too much ick. But with that, thank you all. This one was a blast. I'll see you all next week. Next week is going to be summer break. So at which point, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life no more. Figure it out. But
honestly, I'm
Battlemouth,
excited for this.
Yeah, Battlemouth Station is fully operational. It's finally all mouths. Barely any Mawile action this stream. Real sad. Mawile just doesn't get it no more. There's like Flunkifer is just. We got to get this moveset on Flunkifer really fixed because Kevin is using all the crunch right now. So
yeah,
and Steel hidden power just never comes up. It's something I'd want to do. Got to figure it out. At least the trade keeps the levels going. But with that,
yeah.
Goodbye, everyone. See you all
Bye, everyone.
next week. Maybe even during the middle of the week for Xenoblade, potentially.
Ooh.
Or Final Fantasy XIV. Who knows?
How's
That's not happening.
Going?
But how's what going?
How's Xenoblade going? Enough blushy crushy yet?
No blushy crushy yet. That's why I'm not nearly as addicted to this one because there's no blushy crushy. But we are. Sorry, some guy. Hello. Oh, okay, good. We'll be here next week, though, some guy. And we'll see you all around.
Some
you all
guy.
are the best. Stay great, everyone, and have a great week. See you all later.
Hard.
All right. Let's get out of here. Goodbye.